Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone. So, I get up today, and I've been being sent loads of messages all day. People saying, "No, you better check your YouTube channel. There's someone out there mass flagging your channel." So yesterday I did a stream where I spoke about the Doctor Who ratings. And I brought up a couple of people in that video. One of them in particular had a problem with what I had to say. Even though on this channel I did say if this guy wanted to come on and debate me about the ratings or anything else that the bloke has been saying, that he was more than welcome to come onto this channel and do so. But instead, what he's decided to do is put a tweet up on Twitter. Someone went into my account then on the particular video and tagged him in the video. Then he proceeded to go and mass flag my channel for copyright infringement. Unfortunately for him, YouTube have basically told him that he doesn't have a case. Now, first of all, I just want to point out that the person in question doesn't know what fair use is, first of all. Second of all, you're lying to your followers when you say that I've actually used content from your video. It goes to show that you actually didn't watch last night's video because I didn't use any of your content. So I don't know where you're getting that from, but you have got people to mass flag my channel, and I have been informed by YouTube, just like you were, and there is no case for you. So, you know, you're back to square one. Instead of coming to me and talking to me, right, you decided to go and do that. Now, also last night, and this is a warning for everybody out there that tries to come after me. So last night, another YouTuber decided that they were going to do a video today at 5 p.m., right, about me, my wife, and others in this fandom. I got a hold of the scheduled live stream. I reported it to Team YouTube, and YouTube has removed the channel. And I'm going to show you some screenshots now. So this little harasser, he's actually, do you know what? I actually can't believe it. He's actually in the chat right now. He hasn't learned his lesson. Look who's in the chat, love.
Oh, hey, me Marie. Me Marie, you wanted to bring me into it. Let's go. I'm here. You've already apologized to me once on Twitter and then on live streams because you were wrong. But if you would like to do this, come on right now. Matter of fact, I'll go in the room. I'll boot up my computer. We can have it all out right now because seriously, you have got to stop me. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know, like, if this is just something that you think is fun, but in a world of a pandemic, in a world with people having mental health issues and stuff, you doing this kind of stuff is disgusting, it's vile, and it's terrible, and I would love to hear your justification. I really would. I mean, honestly, I will have a respectful debate with you about it.
So here it is here, right? Because I bring receipts, folks. So Memory Factory decided that he's going to set up an account. Firstly, he named it after, he called it Tardis, right? So he was obviously slagging off poor Tardis and dragging poor Tardis into it. And as you know, he's not my favorite person. And he's even actually tagged them in the original post there. So reacting to the Tardis Zone, he had a picture of me there, Joe, Mr. Tardis. I don't know who this guy is here. And someone else here, and he wrote, "Oh, it's ass time tonight, my dears," right? So then when I seen that, then I decided that I was going to report it to Team YouTube, which I did, and this is the result. The video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. If you're going to come after me, right, I'm going to use every tool at my disposal to have you guys taken down, right? You ain't gonna go and harass and bully me anymore. Anybody comes after me, I will use all the tools at my disposal. And by the way, to the guy that went and mass flagged my channel, which I'm going to bring up now. So this person wrote, could everyone please report this video for harassment? No idea what it will contain. See? So this person is getting everybody to mass flag my channel but doesn't know what my video is. So they didn't actually watch my video, folks. So I just want to make it clear to this person, the fact that you went and told everybody to mass flag a video without you knowing what the content is, I've actually informed Team YouTube also. All of your flagging posts now will not be taken seriously by YouTube, and everybody else that's mass flagged me channel now also, you have wasted everybody's time, all because you couldn't hack the fact that I challenged you on your rating spin that you've been doing, and I challenged you for the fact that you've been going around and calling people not my doctors. You didn't like it, and because you didn't like it, instead of facing up to me like a man, you decided to run off to YouTube and get everybody to mass flag me. So he wrote, no idea what it will contain, but clearly have included footage of my channel without permission. There is no footage of your channel on that video, right? So you've already lost. And by the way, it is a crime to actually falsely mass flag someone's channel, right? If you do not have the evidence to back you up, and you clearly don't have evidence to back you up. YouTube is absolutely useful, he said. You should not be allowed to use footage of others for harassment. Again, I haven't used any footage from your YouTube channel. So you are lying to your followers on Twitter, and you are lying to people on YouTube. So this is YouTube's response. They said, we are concerned that your copyright notification may not be valid for some or all the videos identified in your notification. So it's not only one video that he's mass flagged. He's got them to mass flag me whole channel, folks. How sad and pathetic do you actually have to be, right? Please keep in mind that in many countries, it is legal to use copyrighted works in specific ways without the owner's authorization, but I haven't. So, you know, this response even by YouTube, you know, backs me up, right? Particularly for transformative purposes such as news, reporting, parody, comedy, or review. Some countries protect such users under doctrines of fair use or fair dealing, while others allow for specific exceptions to copyright protection. Now, as I said, right, going around mass flagging people's channels with false claims is actually, I can actually now, you know what, I could lawyer up right now, William, right? I'm going to be out straight here, right? I can lawyer up right now and hand your ass to you for your mass flagging. And by the way, I've checked my YouTube studio. Everything is fine. So, unfortunately for you, as I said, you have failed in your attempt to have my channel taken down. But you truly are a sad, pathetic person. Because you don't like being confronted with facts. You don't like being debated. And because you don't like being confronted with facts or being debated, you have made up this cock-a-loony story that I'm actually using footage from your channel. Now, anybody that was watching this stream yesterday can tell you in the chat right now, not one bit of footage from your YouTube channel was featured on my video yesterday. You are lying to your followers. You are lying to your audience, and YouTube right now backs me up. But I will say this, if you do manage, which I don't think you will, but if you do manage to have my channel taken down, you better lawyer up, my friend. You better lawyer up, and I'm actually serious. You better lawyer up, because I'm going to get the best solicitor that I can in Ireland, and I'm going to have you, mate. I'm going to have you for mass flagging my channel, all because, and by the way, I'll win because YouTube is already on my side. So bring it on, mate. Bring it on. You couldn't come on here and debate me. You decided to go take the coward's way out and mass flag me channel falsely. And for anybody that's a William Who supporter that's listening to this right now, I would advise you to go back and watch the video from last night, right? And I would advise you as friends of William to let him know that there is no footage from his YouTube channel actually on this channel. There is no footage from William's channel on any of my videos. I do not do that, right? That I leave that to guys like Mr. Tardis, who did a hit piece on me and used footage of my YouTube channel, and other YouTubers out there that also did the same bloody thing, okay? I'm not bringing Memory on, right? I'm not bringing Memory on. I'm not giving this guy a platform. That's all he wants. Right, it was the same when he was on Matrix Lord's channel. He's not coming on. I don't want to debate this fella. I don't want to have a conversation with this fella. Nobody's having a conversation with this fella, right? He tried to do a video today, right, to try and store things, right? I'm not having him on the channel. He's not coming on. So I don't care how many people ask me. He's not coming on to the channel, right? My channel, my rules, and I don't want him on. If someone else out there that has a YouTube channel wants to bring him on to explain himself, go ahead. I'm not bringing him on here. You were actually going to be on my side, but yet you did a video last night and you set up a Twitter account and you changed the name twice and you've been doing it for the last couple of months. No, mate. No, mate. You've had all the chances in the world to change your ways and to come clean, right? And to actually behave yourself like a normal fucking person, right? You refuse to do it. And it doesn't matter if Cheryl was to talk to you, if I was to talk to you, you'll do the same again in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm not bringing you on, right? If someone else out there has a YouTube channel and wants to bring him on to get him to explain himself, that's up to you guys. But he's not coming on my channel. I'm not giving him any airtime. Joe gave him airtime and he used it to take the piss until Joe actually fucking took the piss out of him. It's not happening, right? And as for you, William, as I said, right, for false flagging me channel, you better lawyer up. If anything happens to my channel, you better get a solicitor. You better get a solicitor, right? Because you're not getting away with this, right? YouTube is even on my side. And I've informed YouTube anyway that you're going around. I've showed them the screenshot of your message on Twitter, by the way, where you're asking people to mass flag me channel, basically. So I've informed YouTube anyway. So again, they're still going to be on me side, because as soon as they see that there is someone mass flagging me channel, all the other videos that you've managed to get people to mass flag, all of that will be rescinded. You really are a sad individual. You are. All because I hit you with facts, right? And I even gave you the opportunity to come on yesterday to debate me and to talk about stuff and to stop all of this nonsense, but you refused. No, nobody's coming on. I don't care. You could try convince Cheryl all you want. You're not coming on to my channel anyway. I'm not giving you a platform. That's what you want. You could talk to Cheryl in the chat there. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Lee and all even convinced me and all to give you a chance when he tried to talk to you and all of this, right? Yeah, you're just like that William fella, right? Lee was the same with him. Had a chat with him privately on several occasions, and that guy just can't help himself. He keeps going around calling people not my doctors. He keeps going around and talking bloody rubbish, and because I called him out, he has a problem with it. I'm sorry, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I gave everybody a warning last year that if this was going to keep up, I was going to keep on it, because I'm not going to sit here and be harassed and be accused of doing stuff that I haven't actually done, right? There is no footage from your channel on this channel, Okay? And even people in your own chat, in your own thread, were telling you, right? And you're not listening. So lawyer up. So if you're responsible for having my channel taken down, right, which you won't, but if it does happen, just say, because YouTube do make mistakes, you better lawyer up, mate. You better lawyer up, right? Because I've already got proof, the screenshot, that YouTube has already said that you don't have a case. So lawyer up. If that happens this channel, you're responsible, and I'm coming after you with a solicitor, and you're going to pay for what you've done, right? You try to take my livelihood away, right? This is my full-time job, you moron, right? I need this. I've got a sick fucking wife to look after. How dare you? How dare you? You don't like the truth in this fandom. So instead of actually engaging in purposeful debate, you decide to use dirty tactics. Well, I don't use dirty tactics. I've never used dirty tactics. I've always been out straight and clear and precise about what I do. How dare you, William? How dare you? Seriously. How dare you? You're something else. You're some piece of work, mate. Some piece of work, I have to say. But you better get yourself a solicitor, because if that happens this channel, you are going to be sued, man. I cannot believe that. I really can't. These people just don't know. They just don't know how to debate. They just don't know how to debate. Seriously. Just remind everybody, I'll just remind everybody how many people have actually tried that tactic before, the mass flagging. We've had the Sisterhood of Can, they tried, they failed. We've had other people in the fandom. I think Mr. Tardis got everybody to report the video as well. Didn't work. Right? Because you see, when I first joined YouTube, yeah, I was learning along the way. And I didn't know what copyright or fair use was, but I learned very quickly. So from then on, when I start doing me streams and me live streams and me videos, I was very careful. And as people have already said on Twitter, Noel is very careful, because I am that clever, you see. I know what I'm doing. I know what I can say and what I can't say. I know what I can get away with and what I can't get away with. But again, the biggest lie that you've told your followers is that I use footage from your YouTube channel. I have never used footage from your YouTube channel. Therefore, you are lying to your subscribers. You are lying to your followers. So I would like you, if you want this to stop, yeah? You said that you want this to stop. You want the two of us to be able to get on, to be able to just get on with it on Twitter. Right then. This is what you do then. You put up a tweet. You apologize, right, for getting people to mass flag my channel, and you take down your original tweets. Yeah? You do that, then we can move on. By the way, before you ask, I won't be taking down the video because I haven't broken any rules, because YouTube has already backed me up. But I won't be taking down the video because I was right. You know, I'm sick of all of these people spinning rankings, you know, and if you don't like that, that's fine, fair enough. But I've also given you the opportunity to come on here and debate me, but you won't. Very sad situation. Very sad situation. I have to be honest. This is what I don't want to be dealing with when I get up. But unfortunately, I have to, because, you know, people out there will lie about me. And, you know, hasn't it? But you know, the funny thing about it is, right? The funny thing about this whole situation is that he's gotten everybody to mass flag me channel, right? But he doesn't know what he's mass flagging me channel for, right? Because he literally says, oh, there could be footage of me. So he doesn't even know because he hasn't even watched the stream. Right? So he hasn't even watched the stream. No, he's not coming on. Don't keep asking me. He's not coming on. He's even had to openly admit that he trolls. So no, I'm not bringing a troll onto the channel. I said no, and I mean no, so don't ask again. I've got a guest to bring on, right, to talk about their new YouTube channel. That's what I'm busy doing, right? I haven't got time for all of this fucking mess. I'm not here for that, right? But I keep getting dragged into shit because people won't fucking be honest. So don't ask again. It's not happening. Marty, I've sent you your email, mate. You can come on now and let everybody know about your channel. I don't care. I don't care whether you don't troll or not. I don't care. I'm not giving you a platform. That's what you feed off. When Matrix Lord brought you on, you revealed your true colors. All you want is a platform to take the piss, and you're not coming on to this channel. I'll never give you a platform to take the piss. Sorry. You can go on to Rabbi's channel or Matrix Lord's channel, and you can piss around on their channel like you did in the past, but you won't be doing it on mine. Right? And I think even Matrix Lord now is copped on. Right? I'm not bringing you on. Right, here's me guest, because we got better things to be doing anyway. Hey, Marty.
Hello. How are you?
Not too bad. I see your new logo.
Well, it's a work in progress.
I have to say, it just reminds me of something, though. Manchester City TV, you might need to change it a bit, just in case it gets confused with a football channel.
No, I've actually, I don't know why I've done this, but I've reached out to a guy who does professional graphics. I should have went to Lee, and I never even thought until Daniel said to me last night. But
you should have went to Lee. Lee would have sorted you out, no problem, and at a reasonable price as well. And you're seeing the stuff that he's done for this channel, so it would have been something amazing.
I've went to Adam Walker. Adam Walker has done like various like accurate recreations of title sequences and stuff. You know, his stuff's hitting like 30, 40, 50k on YouTube of views. And he was the guy that sort of stood out to me the most. And I emailed him, and he was lovely. And so everything's in the works at the minute. So he's doing intros, outros, logos, the whole lot for me.
Brilliant.
So we'll see how we go. But for now, this is just the placeholder. This is the template. So I hope you're ready for MCTV coming at a later date.
Yeah, look, delighted that you've set up and all now. It's good to have another Hoovian on board. No matter what you do, whether it's other TV shows or other kind of live streams, it'll be nice to have someone else in the community doing something. And you know me, I'll always support people like yourself, Marty, especially like since, you know, you've done a lot for this channel too, and we've spoken a lot backstage. People probably don't realize how much we actually all speak backstage. They probably all think we just fly off, but we don't. Sometimes we have to. I'm not going to lie, but most of the time we stick around and we have a bit of a chat and stuff like that. It'd just be great. But it's good to see it. Good to see it up and running, and hopefully we get to see some content soon. How did the survey go, by the way?
It went well. We had a few, what would the words be?
Trolls.
A few trolls, but listen, I'm just going to put it out here now. I'm just going to say it as it is. This channel is, I don't know how you could, I'm not sure what way to word it. Like, I want this channel to do what you're essentially trying to do. I want to be able to bring people on who, for example, love this era of Doctor Who. And I want to bring on people who don't love it. And I want to say, right, just chat in a civilized manner. You know, don't be bashing each other over keyboards. Come on, have a proper chat. But if any one side acts the maggot or starts trolling the other, they're out.
Yeah,
It's
that's it. I'm not taking it either anymore, man. I'm
it's
done. Like you are. I think you are in the chat last night when I was doing last night's video. I mean, for someone to go on to Twitter and tell their followers that I've used footage of their YouTube channel, which never happened, right? Because they never watched it, and then to go and get people to mass report the channel, that's wrong. As I said anyway, William, if my channel does get taken down, and it will be by mistake because I've showed the second screenshot where YouTube have actually said that you don't have a case, but if it does, you better get yourself a solicitor. Because I will be taking this further. And actually, I'm not messing this time. I will get a solicitor, and I'm going to make sure that you pay if my channel gets taken down. How dare you? How dare you? You haven't even watched me video, right? You're going around. So someone probably that follows you watched me video, then went and filled your ear with a load of lies, and then you went and you threw up your tweet. You didn't even have the decency to go and watch the video yourself. There is no footage belong to you on this channel whatsoever from any of my videos. No footage from your channel on this channel, right? Because that's not what I do, right? I'm not a Mr. Tardis or any of those other people that have done hit pieces on me, right? And use footage from my channels, right? My channel, I should say, right? You don't see me bitching and moaning, right? And going and getting people to mass flag their bloody stream, right? Cop onto yourself, right? You're not willing to come on here and debate. That's fine, fair enough. But don't be going crying to your Twitter followers and saying, "Oh, Noel's picking on me. He's got footage of the YouTube channel on his stream, even though I've never watched it." So
see,
get your solicitor.
and I can understand where you're coming from. I completely get it. But sort of the whole idea of my channel would be to be right. You know, if he's wanna, you know, not that this is going to be entirely focused on that, but you know, if you wanted to come on, and if he wanted to come on, and he's wanted to get it out of your systems, that's sort of the platform I wanted to be, whereby you know you can have. Like,
I just want him to stop going around and calling fans that don't like this area, not my doctors, especially people I know, right? Okay, because they're not my doctors. They just don't like this era, right? But he dehumanizes them, right? And then on top of that, then he puts up stupid posts about the ratings and stuff like that. Now, I'm entitled as a YouTuber, if I see a post like that and someone's spinning the ratings, I have that right to do a full rebuttal video and prove and show the facts. And that's what I did last night, right? I'm entitled to do that as a YouTuber. But what he's not entitled to do is, because he doesn't like me content, is to go and mass flag me channel because someone has it in his ear that I'm using footage of his YouTube channel, which isn't actually true, right? And I'm live right now. So it looks like you've already, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be live right now and streaming right now if YouTube actually thought you had a case. I'd be down, but I'm not down. I'm here talking about you now for your stupidity. And I know I didn't want to be doing this, but you've left me no choice. So as I said, you keep dehumanizing people, you keep putting out rubbish out there, I'm going to be on you. Simple as that. I don't care. Don't care now. The gloves are off. What happens to this channel? Seriously. I did this. We explained that why this channel is very important, right, for us, right, for me and the wife, right? You're trying to take that away. I'm not going to stand by and allow that happen. So I'll go down the legal route if I have to, right? And I will have you with a solicitor, and I'll have you handed with some sort of ban, because you're not getting away with this. You are pathetic. You haven't even watched me video, right? Didn't use any of your footage. None of it. Now I want an apology. And if I don't get an apology, that's fine, fair enough. You just keep your mouth shut about me and so-called not my doctors, because they're fans of this show, right? They're fans of this show, right? Some people use that hashtag, and you still, like you, Mr. Tardis, and the rest of you, go around calling people not my doctors. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, dehumanizing people. No wonder there are people being harassed on Twitter and on their YouTube channels left, right, and centre. It's because of people like you. Seriously, man. There's even a couple of people that you've targeted in here, in the chat, right? Do you not see what you've done, right? You talk about what I'm doing. Why not take a long, hard look at yourself, see the way you act on Twitter and see the way you act on your YouTube channel, dehumanizing people, right? Maybe be a better person. Maybe actually be a better person, and I wouldn't actually be even highlighting your stupidity, right? But as I said, if I see people out there dehumanizing my friends or people I know or Doctor Who fans in general, I'm going to call you out. So you don't want to be called out. Stop dehumanizing people. Stop calling them not my doctors. Because as I said, not my doctors is not a group. It was a hashtag created by a woman. Anyway.
But anyway, and it's sort of like, you don't like. I don't like engaging in the whole Twitter drama because I'm not one for the Twitter drama. But
you don't get involved. Don't get involved. Don't even make that suggestion about bringing the two of us on. Don't want your channel to be flat either. I shouldn't have to come on here and defend what I've done, right? But this guy wants to take down my channel, and I'm not having it. And YouTube's already backed me up anyway because they've already told him, right? And then he goes and he puts up, "Oh, YouTube is useless." No, YouTube's doing their job, mate. YouTube is doing their job because you haven't even had the decency to look at the video in question, because you've even actually admitted that you haven't actually watched the video and that you believe that it contains footage from your YouTube channel. But it doesn't. But it doesn't, because you haven't watched. And I'd advise any William Who supporter that's watching me right now to go and watch that stream. I didn't. And I would advise William, and if you are friends with William, I'd advise William to back off. Right? That's what I would do. Right? If he was my friend, I'd tell him, back off. You're barking up the wrong tree there. Let it go. Right? So if any of you are really true friends of this guy, you will go and tell him that you have watched the stream in question and that I haven't used any of his footage. Because as I said, putting up a false statement like that can land you in trouble. And trust me, it will land you in trouble if anything happens to my YouTube channel. I've got the screenshots of all the evidence, and I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to keep the screenshot where YouTube gave you your reply and your original tweet where you asked people to mass flag. And that whole thread, by the way, the whole thread, I have the whole thread. So go ahead. No, you could still bring me on. No, because you're going to just talk about you know who, and I don't want you to. I don't want these names. No. Sick of this. Then he accused me of having multiple accounts. I proved even on the same stream yesterday that I've only got 2 Twitter accounts, right? So he's been lying about me in this fandom, and he expects me to sit back and take it. All because I called him out on his bullshit on his rant and spin. Anyway, let's talk a bit more to Marty and about what his plans for his channel actually are. What do you have planned for your channel? Have you any ideas already that you've already nailed down, or is the piece floating in your head right now, and you're just trying to decide?
I'm sort of I'm just sort of trying to get everything together. As I say, like I suppose I've a sort of a small idea as to what I'll be doing. I'm planning on doing, you know, live streams, pre-records. I'll get a few guests on and do a few pre-records. As I say, like I want to be able to have the opportunity to bring people on who like the era and who don't like the era. Because I say, like I, I just want to be a place like obviously everybody knows my views, but I sort of want the channel to be like a neutral ground where people who, if you like it or you don't like it, you're able to come on and say what you think without being,
Unfortunately, I tried to do that though, Marty. And unfortunately, the other side just won't engage in debate. They'd rather use the tactics that they do. Now, if you can manage to do it and actually get people from both sides of the fandom to start talking and engage in meaningful debate, well, fair fucking play to you is all I will say. But, I think you do have an uphill struggle. I'm just going to be honest about it. Because I have tried. I've openly discussed that I'm willing to bring on even Mr. Tardis and all of them. Even some suggested that, he bring me onto his channel. He said he wasn't going to give me a platform and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
as I say, like I'll say it here, I'll go on the record and I'll say it here now. If you, William, Mr. Tardis, anybody wants to come on and air what you think and say what you think in a neutral space where, there's boundaries set, the door's open. But if anybody comes on and just starts trying to shut down the other person because they don't agree with them, nah, you're out. That's sort of the way I want to work the thing. Because part of the reason for doing this channel is you just know how divided the community is over the past number of years. You see it; it's visible. There's people who won't even touch this fandom with a barge pole.
I know.
And my intention is to create a space where to try and sort of heal, if at all possible, certain aspects of it, because I want it to be, I want, to quote Chris Chibnall, space for all. I want people who aren't fans to become fans, and people who might not have been in touch with the show in recent years to be able to come back. And that's sort of my aim for the channel. Like, I don't want to bash anyone. I just want it to be a space where everybody can come together and say what they think without feeling like they are going to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to inform everybody I have removed them from the chat. I don't want to be looking at them. Any other accounts turn up, just remove them. I'm looking. At the end of the day, that guy has had 2 years to change his behavior and hasn't. So that's the way I'm going to be from now on. I have had enough of him, and I've had enough of most people in this fandom as well that are telling lies and falsehoods about me. So from now on, that's what's going to happen. I don't want anybody engaging with these people anymore because, as you could say, they openly admitted that they're a troll. So I don't want anybody like that in here, okay? So they get removed, and that's the end of it, right? Because what'll happen is I'll get accused that, well, the troll was on Noel's channel, he's probably sent them over to my channel, so they're gone. And any other account that pops up from that person, remove them. And I don't want anybody engaging with any more trolls in that chat anymore. Any trolls come into the chat, moderators are there to do their job, and their job is to remove. I don't even want you to acknowledge the trolls anymore, okay? Right, Marty, anyway, go on. What were you saying, buddy?
That's the plan. Like, I hope to get yourself, and, like, if I got an email this morning, email tomorrow, or some DM from, somebody who's always the Johnny Winnegar, and they said, listen, want to come on, want to chat about it, I'd be like, right, the door is open. Come on ahead. I have nothing against you. Say what you want to say, but just don't go bashing somebody over the head because they don't agree with you. That's the same for yourself.
What William should have done in reality is after I'd done my video, if he didn't agree with it, right, he should have done what any other YouTuber out there does, right, and does a rebuttal video, right? But he decided not to do that. He decided to take the coward's way out and put out false information about a stream that I did instead of actually engaging. So, that's what I said. Look, I don't mind if people come back at me with counter arguments on their YouTube channels, right? But they don't do that. Instead, they tried to smear my name, just like Mimri did last night when I had his channel removed. And that's a warning to you all out there, right? Anybody comes after me, right, and has a video that suggests that you're going to harass me and others, well, I'm going to report you. I'm going to use all the tools available to me, and I'm going to report you. And I've already had one channel actually taken down, right? And if it happens again, I will do the same thing again. Look, you cannot get away with calling people the kind of names that I've been called in this fandom for the last 5 years and think that you can get away with it. Smear my character, right? And actually make me out to be someone that I'm not. And as you know, we've had people out there accuse me falsely of other disgusting stuff as well. I've had enough. The only way that I can defeat this is to fight back, right? And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight back legally. I'm going to use all the tools available to me, right, legally, that I can use to have these people get their comeuppance, because I'm sick of it. I've had to deal with this ever since this bleeding era has actually started, right? That's 5 years since the announcement, man. I've had to put up with this for 5 years. And for 5 years, this is not the first time that someone's tried to take down my channel in 5 years either. And I'm not having it anymore, right? Before I would do a snarky little video and get cocky or something and call them all out. No, not anymore. Not anymore. I'll use the legal route this time, because the legal route seems to work fine. The fact that this person is mass flagged and doesn't even know what me bloody video was all about just goes to show you. So no, I don't fight dirty. I'm going to use all the tools available, and I will. And I already had one channel taken down, justly, by the way. See, that's how you do it, William. Right? You have nothing on me, because just because I mention you on my YouTube channel doesn't mean anything, right? Especially when you're talking about ratings and stuff like that. And by the way, I'm a critic, right? I work on a public platform. So you need to get over it, mate. You need to get over it, because, you've actually made a big mistake this time. You've actually made a big mistake this time. And you know what? I haven't seen if you've roped any of the other YouTubers or any of them in. And if you have, God help them as well, because they'll be roped in with you when I go and take legal action. So you've probably, if you have tagged other people, you've gotten them into trouble too. So I hope you know what you're doing. Hope you know what you're doing, because YouTube is already on my side. I've already shown the screenshot, right? And I'll just a reminder for anybody, just in case they're wondering what's going on, right? Just a quick reminder, right? Because everybody has to see this, right? So let's do this again real quickly. I didn't want to be coming on here defending myself again, but that's the nature of this fucking platform right now, because of people out there, they don't even watch your videos and they make assumptions without actually watching. As I said, it's actually truly pathetic, right? It's like all of those journalists that are doing articles, they're not even doing proper research, or aren't they, right? And you could say the same about this bloke. He hasn't even done his proper research, because if he had actually watched my video, he'll see that none of his content is actually on my YouTube channel. Because you know what, William? I'm not that fucking stupid. Right, so just a reminder that I've already had one channel taken down, just in case anybody thinks that I'm not serious. This is how fucking serious I am, right? So you want to play that game, fine, bring it on. This video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated, right? And just to show you, hold on, where is it? Is it this one? So the real Tardis on with the account. So I tag team YouTube in this, and within a few hours they had the channel removed. Oh, it's ass time tonight, my dears. So that's Memory who wanted to come on tonight, right? And look, he even tagged poor William, problem being Joe Street, whoever he is, Tardis, Donkey, whoever he is, and Matrix Lord, right? So this fellow was clearly trying to shit store it, and that's why I reported his channel, because I'm not putting up with it anymore. So this is the other fella. It says, could everybody please report this video for harassment? No idea what it will contain. See? So he's getting people to mass flag, but he has no idea what what content was in the video. But clearly have included footage of my channel without permission. So how can you say that on one hand when you haven't actually watched the video yourself, and you're saying that I'm using footage of your channel without permission? Not the case. Go and watch the YouTube stream. You are really stupid. YouTube absolutely useless. You should not be allowed to use footage of others for harassment, but I haven't. And then YouTube then sent you this. We are concerned that your copyright notification may not be valid for some or all of the videos. So you've actually not just reported one, you've gotten people to report several videos on my channel, i.e. false mass flagging my channel. Please keep in mind that in many countries it's illegal to use copyrighted works in specific ways without the owner's authorization, particularly for transformative purposes such as news reporting, parody, commentary, or review. Some countries protect such use under doctrines of fair use or fair dealing, while others allow for specific exceptions to copyright protections. So there you go. So can you see, guys, why I've actually brought this up? So he tried to have me channel mass flagged. He doesn't know why he's mass flagging me channel. He thinks that I'm using footage from his YouTube channel, which is actually false because he hasn't watched the stream and he's openly admitted it. But he's went onto Twitter and asked people to mass flag me channel. Then YouTube, William who do you think? Right? The guy that you've been trying to fucking see sense and talk to. What did I tell you? Right? I told you that leopard wouldn't change his spots, didn't I? Many times, so I have to tell everybody anyway. Nobody listens to me, right? These people are incapable of changing. Right? So then he goes on to Twitter. I'll send you the screenshots, Lee. So then he goes and proceeds to tell everybody on Twitter. Right, and then there's even people in his own thread telling him, do you think you've got this right? You know, because he's admitted that he hasn't watched the video. Now, anybody that was here last night, that watched that live stream last night, will tell you I did not use any footage. And even YouTube has backed me up because they say that his claims are unjustified. And all because I called him out on his ratings bullshit, and he didn't like it, and he cried, and he went off, being the weak man that he is, and made up a load of lies about me, right? Then on top of that, then last night, Memory Factory decided that he was going to rehash the whole China nonsense up again. I went to Team YouTube. I informed him that he was harassing and bullying me and others in the fandom, and they took his channel down. They took his channel down. Don't mess with me. And as I said, William, right, even though YouTube right now has said that your false flagging is basically bullshit, as I said, if anything happens to my channel, get yourself a solicitor. And I'm serious this time. Get yourself a solicitor because I'm going to lawyer up and I will be coming after you with the law. Right? With the law. You don't mess with me. try take down my channel falsely, right? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. But there you go. Told you, Lee, you're wasting your time with these idiots. From now on, you're just better off just ignoring these people and not even trying to get them to see your side of the argument, because they will never see your side of the argument, right? I don't know how many times you've spoken to that guy and you've asked them to stop dehumanizing people, calling them not my doctors, and he's still going around doing it, right? So, sorry, people like that don't learn their lessons, but he will learn a lesson this time because he's messed with the wrong YouTuber, just like everybody else that has tried to come after me in the past years. I'm messing with the wrong person. And then give you a laugh, Memory wanted to come on tonight. Like, he's openly, he set that video up and then I was asked to let him on. No fucking way. No way. People must think I'm stupid. Cardwitch, if you want to know what's happened, I would just advise you to go back to the first few minutes of the video. Watch what, because I get into it straight away. Go and look at what I've said at the start of the video, the screenshots that I've shown, and then come back to this part of the stream then. Because I don't want to, I just had to put it back up there 2 minutes ago, and I don't want to rehash again. So there you go. Yeah, back to Marty anyway. Look, I'm finished discussing that now. I've said all. Okay, I'll send the screenshots to Lee. You can see what's exactly going on, and then you'll have a better idea why I did this stream. But I would advise anybody that is a William of Who fan to go back and watch me stream from last night. And I would advise you to go and tell him that I haven't used any footage of my YouTube channel, because the fact that he's gone around and said that I have without actually checking the stream out and mass flagging and getting people to mass flag and report me channel is actually, I can actually, as I said, it's an offense. You know, falsely mass flagging the channel has consequences, and the consequence is you better lawyer up if that happens to this channel. How dare you try to take my livelihood away from me? I've got a sick wife to look after, and this is not me playing the fucking little violin. Everybody knows that Cheryl's not the best. Everybody knows that we count on this fucking channel, and you, because you didn't agree with what I said about the ratings, that you the post that you put up about ratings, you decided to go and do this, right? And how many times have you been told by Lee and others in this fandom not to be calling fans not my doctors because it dehumanizes them, and you still use that term to this day? And I said it last year, right, before the year ended, that if this nonsense was going to carry on, I was going to highlight it. Now, if you don't want me to be highlighting you and your stupidity, I would advise you to stop writing up your crap. Simple as that. Right, Marty. Anyway, I've done. People are checking out the at the start of the video. So back to you and your channel. So happy day as well. That's all I have to say. Happy days.
Happy days. Good vibes.
I'm glad you're on the platform. I really am. You're very knowledgeable. You know, and here I was actually also thinking, you know, you're in college, you know, to hopefully one day be a showrunner and stuff. Maybe, no, but seriously, maybe you could talk about that kind of stuff on your channel as well. You know, tell people you actually have to do to become, you know, a writer and stuff. And I think that would be very good as well. You could do content like that. Well, this is what I have to do for college now, and explain the reasons why you have to do it, and you know what it all means. You know, I think
that's it. Like, because I'm in January. Well, now I'm actually heading off to do as part of my new semester. I'm doing a module on domestic abuse, and marriages and stuff, and it's actually getting funded by Northern Ireland Screen. So basically, all being well, provided that it's edited well, put together well, not just by me, but the whole team with us, it could end up on BBC One at the end of the year. So yeah, the work could actually end up on the TV by the end of the year. But as I say, we don't know whether that's final yet or not. But yeah, it's all been planned and it's all in pre-production at the minute. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
You know what? I hope it happens because it couldn't happen to a nicer bloke. Because as I said, we've spoke to you backstage and all, and you're very passionate when it comes to the when it comes to writing and the TV industry. I don't think people realise how passionate you actually are about it. But it would be lovely in a few years' time if I'm still around in the Doctor Who fandom that I see your name pop up in the titles as the executive producer or someone that has worked on the show. It would be great, I have to say. Don't forget the little guys, though.
Imagine me just sitting in Comic Con in 20 years' time when this man rises out of his seat. He's like, "You remember me? I'm the Tardis." And I was like, "Who's this guy? Get him out of here! Get him out!"
Yeah, that's it. Who's the Tardis on? Who was he?
Get him out!
Shut up, Noel. Well, we can't let people know that we're in cohorts with each other. Like that, this is your big plan to get Marty into Doctor Who so you can control it. Oh, I have a plan. Don't you worry. My name will be on those. I'm only messing. I fucking wish. Oh, it'd be my dream job. And tell you, mate, I would never, I'd embrace it. And I'd never attack fans either. I'd be working on one of the greatest shows on TV. I wouldn't really care. Let them have their entitled to their opinion. Well, that's it. Always be. They're not always going to like what you produce or you write or something like that. And I think that's what a lot of people have forgotten over these last few years, isn't it, Marty? That not all good. Like, I mean, RTD's era was great. Right, but was it perfect? No. I think everybody will admit that. I mean, Series 3 is considered the weakest. Now, in my opinion, personally, it's a personal favorite of mine. But if you do look at it with the stories that we've had, it is the weakest. But his era wasn't perfect either. Neither was Moffat. I think under RTD it was more consistent. That's the word we'd use. And I think that's why it worked. It was more consistent. And of course, the character development story and obviously all the other stuff that went with it was done right. So,
that's the same.
We're under no illusion. This Doctor Who has been in a bad state for a while. Mostly under Moffat is where it started to go wrong. So we're under no illusion that this show was already on the decline. Obviously not as much as the current era, but we weren't under any illusions. We knew that Doctor Who was in a bit of trouble. We just didn't realise that when Chris Chibnall came in, he would actually double down and make sure that it was worse. And that's what Lee has said, constantly crap. Cheryl, I have sent you an email if you want to come on, but listen, I don't want to get bogged down on this whole thing. So just say what you have to say. We'll get it done and over with so we can move on because I want to talk about this channel. Okay, I'm caught up. So Williams fans mass flagged you and Memory. No, Memory is nothing to do with what William has done. What Memory did was he set up a live stream that was scheduled to go at 5 o'clock this evening, which Marty will tell you about. And what happened was I informed Team YouTube that Memory was going to do a video, harass me and others. So they actually took down his whole channel. Now, the William Hugh stuff is different. I did a stream last night on the ratings, but he's gone around telling his followers that I actually have content from his channel on that stream and has got his friends to mass flag me channel. So now you're up to date. And that's exactly what has happened. And YouTube has responded to him by telling him that he basically doesn't have a case. See, that's what I told you, Cheryl. That's why I didn't want to bring him on, because he would have used it, right? He said he would have been calm and come on, And then as soon as he came on, then he would have slagged other people on and got me into trouble. That's all he wanted. That's why I said I'm not bringing him on. So if you see any more of his accounts pop up, I want the moderators to remove them. He's not getting a platform on my channel. Matrix Lord gave him one, and Rabbi has given him one, and he's taking the piss out of those two. And I think Matrix Lord now has actually copped on, because after the last time, Matrix Lord then decided to sing a song about Memory when Memory was on, and it's actually become a bit of a laugh. But I think even Matrix Lord Joe has even copped on now.
Joe's tweeting at the minute. Like I don't know whether he's able to come on, but he's active at the minute. Maybe he's busy with work or something. But
I don't know. I think I saw that I got a message off him. I better go in and see, just in case he thinks just in case Joe thinks I'm having a go at him. But I'm not. I'm actually defending you here. So just in case.
Oh yes.
What we got news?
Yeah. No. Well, we've got news, but not Doctor Who related. I've just tested negative.
Yay! Oh, brilliant. Come on, everybody. Oh, nice. It means you can come out your isolation now. Oh, yes. That is brilliant, man. I'm delighted, because I have to say, even though you're in your room and you are looking on the bright side, I could tell that you looked rightly, I say more pissed off than depressed, but you definitely didn't like being in that room. Even though it is your bedroom, I think, you know, we don't mind being in our bedroom, but not all the fucking time. But seriously, man, that is fantastic news. Thank God, man. Thank God.
I could
that's
get out
a nice little segue, though. It is now, what's the date? It's the 6th. So in 3 days' time, it'll be a full month it'll be a full month that we've heard from Alpha Omega. I'm getting worried now, folks. Actually, I was worried before, but I'm seriously worried now.
It's
not looking good.
As somebody who I can't talk. As somebody who's had this and knows what it's like, it's rough, and I just hope the man's all right. Because you were saying the last time you heard of him, he had it. So I just hope that he's safe and well. And if you're listening or you're out there, please get in contact, because we are worried about you and we want to know that you're safe and you're okay.
Yeah. Now I will say this, right? There's a couple of possibilities here, right? And none of them are really nice. But I suppose someone has to say something, so I'll be the one to say it. So there's a couple of options here, right? He's either that bad and he's actually in hospital and he's on a ventilator, right? Which could be the thing. Or he's at home and he's recuperating and he has decided to actually stay off Twitter, which I don't personally see myself, because he always does even send a message or reads the messages. And then the third option, which I won't actually say, but you know what I'm thinking, right? And that could be the third option. And I'm hoping it's not the third option. I'm actually hoping it's not the other option either. But I'm just hoping he's at home and he's just chilling and recovering. Hopefully. Because I won't be able to deal with that now. Right, so Cheryl's in the studio, but I see that she's doing something, so we'll give her a couple of seconds there. She wrote it in the private chat, but I won't tell you. Matrix Lord wants me to send them the link. Okay, right. Listen, now I don't want this to devolve into a big like he said, she said, and all of this rubbish, right? I give him the facts, right? And because I really don't. But I did say if Joe wants to come on, because Joe did a response video himself, that he's trying to take someone down. And Joe, that's someone he's trying to take down is me. And I'll show you now in a minute. I'll remind everybody, but I don't want to get bogged down in this. So, Cheryl, are you ready? Let's see. Yes, you're done. Okay. So let's add Cheryl on. And again, congratulations, Marty, on your negative result. I'm delighted.
Thank you very much.
I'm delighted because I know because Cheryl was saying to me, remember the night that we were talking with Sigma and all?
Yes.
And Cheryl was saying, who were you talking to for that long last night? I said, oh, that was Marty. That was Marty because I kept her fucking awake. Like,
hello, dear. How are you?
Hello. I'm so glad about your negative.
Thank you so much. A part of me wants to run downstairs and give me mum a hug, but I don't know.
I bet.
So,
man, I'm delighted for you. Seriously, that's the best news so far. Because I have to say, Cheryl, you should have seen him, right? Because he turned his camera on backstage and he showed us his bedroom, and you could tell he was pissed off.
I looked like death.
But and then he was telling us all the things he had to go through, right? And I was like, holy shit, your parents are great. Your parents are great getting these there. I say you have like that part of it though.
Oh, I love that. See when
being served your dinner, your breakfast, and not having to go down and do that. And
when you were on your wee rant there 10 minutes ago, I was sitting here eating the lasagna. You know, it was lovely. Well, you were chatting to my mum. She knocked the door. She's like, "Here's your dinner." So I was sitting eating lasagna. So yeah.
Matt Potts, I just want to, because Matt is living in Australia, obviously the time difference and all that, and we don't see Matt as often as we'd like, because obviously he's been getting it as well on Twitter and stuff like that. But he says, Noel, I'm heading off to bed. I hope it sorts itself out for you. Says Matt, I appreciate that. Look, I'm not worried. I'm actually not worried because the second screenshot from YouTube proves that he doesn't actually have a case. But it did need to be spoke about, because if you're going to put up a thread on Twitter and claim that I'm using footage when you haven't even watched the thing yourself, that's being disingenuous, and it can land you in a lot of trouble. But look, Matt, you look after yourself, because I know you're in Australia. Australians have a bit of a hard time right now with the pandemic as well. But good night to you. Stay safe and look after yourself and your family, and we'll talk to you soon, mate. And Problem Being says, hello, Cheryl. Matrix Lord 212, which I've sent you the email, Joe. He says, congratulations, Marty. We got Retro Dicky in the chat as well. So, Cheryl, what do you actually want to say? What was it you wanted to come on for?
You know, it was really a long time ago. It really was.
We even want to talk about that now, because he's actually just proven his point. We just chat and chill, yeah?
Well, no, I just wanted to double check something. So
right.
The Twitter account, the real Tardis Zone, the fake one that was just created this month, right? Yeah. The one that says, "Oh, it's ass time tonight, my dears," and has a YouTube video reacting to Tardis Zone's latest video versus William Who.
Yeah.
So that's Memory, correct?
That's Memory, yeah.
Okay, Memory.
Memory, yeah. I cannot say his name properly. Who cares? Memory. Gobshite,
because there's a difference between memories and memes. But anyway, so going through everything that I've been going through, what I'm gathering with my spidey senses and all that is because William Who was copied on it and you were copied on it and all this stuff, but because real Tardis Zone, William flipped without anything, because of course he didn't watch.
Oh, hold on. So you telling me that William thinks that the real Tardis Zone Twitter account with the video that was put on it was actually me, and that's why he put up the thread that he put up? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, because I'm looking at all of his tweets and all of the real Tardis Zone tweets and everything that's been going on, and the way I have used my little kid fighting teacher knowledge. Yeah. Because that's what this fucking is. This is shit I did with little kids with special needs who had no social skills in elementary school and primary school. This is the kind of stuff.
Right, but why is William that stupid though, Cheryl?
Yes,
he doesn't realise that it's not me.
But wait.
Memory's been trying for months and months and months to have a voice and to cause a disruption in the movie community.
This is Memory just wanting to have fun. And as he put it earlier, he's like, I'm a troll. I find this entertaining, blah, blah,
Right.
which means he's lacking some shit in his real life that he doesn't have. So this is what he has to do.
And I haven't given him the time of day, so he's been going more crazy.
Wait. He thinks this is hilarious, and he didn't say anything, but actually then jumped into William Who, and people were actually, believe it or not, and I'm saying actually too many times because whenever I talk to you or I'm on your streams, Noel, actually just has to be the thing I have to keep saying.
I know, because I say actually a lot.
I know.
You're doing it again.
Everyone take a drink. So what is happening here? This is I'm going to break it down like I would be breaking down to a parent. So what we have is we have two children. We have William and whatever Memery's real name is, so I'm just going to call him Meme. So we have Will and Meme here. So what happened is Meme is bored, needs some attention, and went, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to start some new YouTube drama because I can do this. So I'm going to make one of my fake accounts, but make it real enough so anyone who's not on the ball is going to go, oh, this is a thing. Stir up some old stuff, find some old clips I can do here and there. And let's be honest, if you've ever followed Noel for more than 10 minutes, you know Noel absolutely is incapable of putting someone else's video into his videos. He can't do it. It's never going to happen in a bazillion years. I don't care how many times I show him stuff. Remember how long it took me to train him to put a link in the chat? So don't think he's got that skill. He doesn't.
Wait. Stupid.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're not. No, it's not stupid.
I am stupid.
You don't have the
Give you a compliment.
You do not have the technical credibility to be doing the thing you're accused of. So now
you're not technically savvy. You're not technically savvy.
Thank you, Joe. Right. So Joe, jump in if I'm wrong at any point, because I really do have this up. So Meme's bored out of his gourd. He's like, you know what? Will's the guy I'm going to poke the cat with the stick, because this is going to be easy. He's already on edge, and he put
the name Real in there as a dig against me because my group is the Real Whovians. So he put the Real in there just to be an a-hole and to try to see if he can get a reaction from me. And the only reason I got a reaction is when I saw the tweet about, because I said something to Noel weeks ago, actually last year, that this kid blocked me, this whoever William guy. I don't know who he is, and that alarms me, because if somebody blocks you and they don't know you, they're afraid of you, or they fear you, or they're up to something. So I'm like, and I've always had this trouble with, in the Whovian community, people trying to rise, but at the expense of others, like knocking you down, right? So like, if you can't rise on your own merit, then you shouldn't be rising by knocking down others. And if you're using the abuse of power and getting your fan base and saying, hey, I need you guys to mass flag this video. I don't know what's in it, but it's probably bad. First of all, you admit that you're a child because you have no idea what the YouTube's terms of service is and policy and procedure. You can't just make an accusation without any evidence. You can't just take somebody's livelihood that they built up a YouTube channel for 5 years and think that you are a keyboard warrior and you have a power to abuse your subscribers to take down a channel when you don't even know what's in a video. And the fact that he's too stupid to know the difference between the official Tardis zone and the real Tardis zone. Come on.
There you go. If Memory is being clever enough to make it look like that, it is my channel, my Twitter.
But you can tell, all you have to do is look at the amount of followers that the real Tardis zone has, and it probably has 2, him and his mom. then you know, that's it.
No, I will give you this. It actually does have your logo just there, but it also says at Beta Omega 55, the real Tardis zone account. I received a telegram from an Irishman. Cometh 5 p.m. this fine evening.
Come on.
Come on, from
you would know it's not really you. That's
no.
So
not only that, but this Twitter account, the link that they have for their link is to a porn site. So anyway, everything's been created. But back to where I was going with this is okay. So, and Lee, I know what you're saying is that Memory has already won. Whatever. he's not won anything, because the reason I wanted him on is because I had this all sussed, and I wanted him to be able to hold himself accountable by agreeing to these things. So Joe's with me on this. The real Tardis Zone, this is me, Marie's piss take account to get Will riled up. And in doing so, he knows, you know what, if I bring Noel into it, Noel's done just enough fighting with people, even if it's not recent, he's done just enough that this could be something that I can kind of sneak in. So Will sees that, he automatically goes red. The same thing that me, Marie, did to you and Joe like a year ago.
Yeah.
Put some shit in there just enough so it looks realistic, not to bother to double check. The whole reason why you got the responses you got from YouTube and everything is because when they clicked on this shit, they're like, there's nothing here. Like, there's
you should have done a live stream of eating donuts just to fucking piss people off, like, and they would have fucked the shit out of it.
Exactly. So now what Will does is he puts something on Twitter and says, everyone mass report this. I don't know what's in it, but you should do it because it's probably saying some shit about me, which is on the level of stupidity that I can't even wrap my head around. This is like a little kid going, hey, I completely punched that kid in the face, but we're going to tell everyone so-and-so did it with the teacher right fucking there. It's just beyond stupid. So now he's and the only reason I wanted me, Marie, on was to be like, let me just walk through this and see if I'm right for him to say yes. So what we've got here are we have the mental age of about an 8-year-old in a grown-up's body. And this isn't because of an intellectual disability. This is because of just bad wiring, boredom, and generally shitty behavior. Yes. So me, Marie, I'm going to say right now, I'm rescinding my previous offer of discussing with you anything rationally, because there's no point to it, because the fact that you went through all of these hoops so many times tells me, one, I genuinely feel sorry for you. And I hope I say this with love and respect. And this, and anyone who knows me will know this is not me being hateful, facetious, or anything. I hope you will look into getting some sort of therapy. Meet with someone to talk about what's going on, because there are some deep-rooted shit you need to work through. I don't know what it is, but I'm genuinely hoping you get that sorted, because this is some sort of behavior. This is like little kids that go around and like light fires just to see what'll catch because it's fun. And they don't think about it until they've burned down a nursing home or a nursery school. And then we've got mass deaths and injuries. And it's so tragic. And everyone's like, oh, we should have known. Yes. So the bottom line here is, first of all, for anyone, if you see some shit where people are doing that, one, why don't you look first, especially if it's on Twitter? When was the account created? 1.
Yeah.
2, how many followers do they have? 3, if you look at tweets from the person you've met before, if you've seen them write and stuff, and you notice, oh, there is nothing consistent, that's also a red flag. Like if I had a student that could barely string together 3 sentences, turn in a 5-paragraph essay on the Andes, I'd be like, you know what? That seems like probably not your work, but let's walk through it together.
Yeah, I'm after having a look, right? So take it down. Hold on. I have to make this clear. So I'll take down the tweets.
This is just stupid. And he's now got a bug up his butt about you for something that is just a big joke for me.
I don't give him the time of day. Hold on. I don't give him the time of day, so he has to go somewhere. And obviously, it's always been, he's been bouncing back between me and Noel, me and Rabbi, me and Lee, me and this one. And I totally don't give him the time of day because I've been deep into my gaming. So he's just been trying to get at a voice somewhere, trying to stir up some shit.
He's looking to be the first guest of my channel.
I just want to make clear that I've removed the tweets that I've threw up about William, because it does look like exactly what Cheryl has said. So I will say it publicly here. Didn't realize that you were actually mass flagging or mass reporting the other channel. I thought you were going after my channel, so I was mistaken. So I apologize for that, William. But in fairness, mate, we need to come together to stop people like this in the field. Me and Joe, look, he did it with me and Joe last year, and me and Joe were stupid enough, because, you know, we're normally very clever. We were stupid enough not to do fucking evidence, and we went at each other hammering wrong for about bleeding 2 weeks. We did until we realised that it was that guy, and then we were.
No, technically, no, wait, technically, this is important.
What the hell just happened? This fella is what?
Wait, this is really important, though. Technically, William still is encouraging people to mass report your channel because he genuinely thinks the channel that he's looking at is yours. So what he's still done wrong, which is why I have put on his YouTube and mentioned you can't. First of all, you're violating terms of services if you say everyone go mass report a channel and
abuse of power. You can't have your subscribers do your dirty work for you. No, in fact, that's disgusting. Like,
and not only that, you do it on Twitter as well. You're also violating their terms and conditions, and that's why people get kicked off, and they deserve it. It's called consequences. So, yes, I think you're right for acknowledging that William is mass report, like that. It's not directed necessarily. It's not that it wasn't. It's he believed it true.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know.
So he's still out of line, and it's still okay. But I think you're being the bigger person here by saying, "Look, this is some stupid shit." And as I said in my message way at the beginning when I originally wanted to come on, so much of this stuff could be handled if people would just talk. Joe brought it up when you guys had your thing. He was like, you know what? If I would have sat there for a hot second and went, wait a minute, Noel doesn't type like that, or Noel doesn't know how to do that, and just texted him and said, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And Noel would have went, I don't know what you're talking about. There would have been no drama. So, and I think, we didn't away with that.
We were two idiots, and we thought that both of us were doing stuff on each other.
I do have a short fuse, like after a while. So I'm like an immature child. I have to admit that I am an immature child. I got my action figures on the background. Sorry. But again, like I ignored the situation with Memory, and he went absolute bonkers. And the thing is that, of course, he's going to create an account with the name Real to try to get my attention because I have the Real Hoovians.
That's why
my group is the Real Hoovians, and he tried to get a reaction from me somehow, but I didn't get the reaction from that. I got it when I saw you reposting about William, and then I kind of looked into things, and I'm like, oh, fucking Memory again, Jesus Christ.
Well, the thing is, I've got messages from him in the past 10 minutes. He's looking to be the first guest on my channel.
But that's the thing. He shouldn't be. But you know, I really thought he turned over a new leaf. I had him on my podcast, and he tried to troll me. And then I made the Memory song, and he went ballistic.
Yeah,
and that was the end of it. And then he got his image all over the place because the one thing I can't stand is that he went after my members, which pissed me off because I'm very, very protective of my group. And there's and maybe that's part of the reason too why I haven't done podcasts. I don't know. It's just a whole mixture of stuff. But I don't like when people go after my team. So like he just to get at me tried to go at everybody. And it's like the old villain from like the I will take care of you. I'll go after MJ and everybody. It's like Jesus.
Smiley Whiplash with the long mustachio twirling like, oh, I'll get it.
Yeah. So if I could just be unprofessional for a second, Memory, you're a bitch. Go fuck yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't believe
this is for you, Memory. The finger. Okay.
But I can't believe he's actually asked to be on a live stream. But that's all that he wants. It's attention. As Disaster Area said, it's all attention.
This is the thing, though, right? He didn't have to troll because I was putting him on my show.
No,
you didn't need to fucking troll.
And what was I admit this? What was I doing? I was sending you messages.
He fucked up.
Sending you messages. Why have you got that plank on the channel?
I have a heart because I forgive and I try to be like see the good in people. Like I don't see that Darth Vader killed like millions of people. I'm like, but there's good in him. There it is. Fucking kids kill everything. Breathing problem. But you know what? There's good in Darth Vader, I guess. And it's like that's me. I try to see the good in people, and meanwhile, he stabbed. I have a whole bunch of knives in my back. I still can't get him out. But, that's the way it is.
So the big moral of the story I wanted to bring to it is, one, if we all take a second to step back and think about what's going on and then do a little digging and stuff. I mean, look at how this blew up. And this is 100% a freaking wet dream for Memory. This was his ultimate thing. He, in a way, you're right. Problem when you said earlier, you said that Memory, because he craves attention however he can get it. He's like a little kid who's not getting attention for being, doing the right stuff. So now he's gonna freaking break everyone's head.
William is also at fault because there's a reason why he's blocking everybody and his mother, and he has said stuff before about people. Yeah. And even though you got a little sugar and spice added from the Memory, there was always something there with William going after Noel and other people. So it was always there.
Well, that's the point. Is he knows the people to go after, and like you said, is you said yourself, Joe, like you've got a short fuse, you get hot temper. Noel's the same way. I believe William's the same way. It's Memory knows. Ted, you're gonna fall off the bed. Memory knows exactly which people are hot-headed enough to be like, you know what, if I just put this little pokey poke right here.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
The world out of order.
I stood away. I just went into my gaming and I'm doing my thing, and maybe we went absolutely batshit crazy because it's like
what he did was he knew that there was a feud going on between yourself and William, though, and he capitalized on it. That's what he tried to do.
I know he did, but I again, the thing about it is, like, I say William should have copped on. I should have blamed copped on too. That's what annoys me.
Or I don't know, maybe listen to your wife when she was trying to tell you earlier. I'm just going to say that, and then I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to take Puppy out because you guys are going to talk about other stuff now. But thanks for having me on.
Cheryl.
Well, bye-bye.
Good talking to you.
Bye. Don't forget to do your Eve of the Daleks thing.
If I could just say, me, Marie, look what I can do. Look.
Can you do like a duet of the Memory song, or is that just?
It's up somewhere. I don't know.
It's cool to put music to that though, because that was a deadly little. But look, here's the thing. This guy has been responsible for a lot of stuff that's gone on in this fandom, especially between me and Joe and others out there. This has to be put a stop to. He's openly admitted that he's a troll. Now, trolling is actually, in some countries, is actually frowned upon. Now, I know the UK, and I think he is from the UK. I know the UK are bringing in some new laws now in the next few months or weeks ahead. If I'm right in saying, Marty, I think there's new fucking social media laws coming out. So he will eventually, just like the rest of them out there that do engage in this, will be held to account eventually. But the amount of damage he's done, I mean, me and Joe nearly literally we were at that hot-headed, and we were that he was even saying, you come to New York and all of this, and I was, we'll come to New York. And we were gonna have it. Come on, and I was like, yeah, I will. And all of this,
if we went to you, we'd probably have a drink anyway.
I know, that's the thing.
Why are we here? It's like, oh shit.
We start arguing with each other and then realize, we're too similar. Let's go for a point, mate.
They're all big-headed, and these were the said you're going to fight each other. Joe would land, or Noel would land, and JFK, and the twos would be full about an hour later.
That's the thing. I know me and Joe, if we were to meet up, we'd get on like a house on fire. We'd end up doing loads of stuff together. That's the thing. Me and Joe are very similar.
Even me and Lee too. Me and Lee were going at it too.
Yeah,
and then I think me and Lee made up before me and you.
Yeah. Lee says he'll be back next week. That's good. You mean back on next week? That's excellent because we have.
It's a new year, and the first big thing, correct me if I'm wrong, is this, me, Marie, William thing. It's not even 6 days in the new year. It's like.
Joe, I have news for you. I am planning to go to New York in the summer.
Are you?
Well, just make sure that this stuff is done with everything first.
Marty and Joe live stream would be great.
But people know the history. Remember, Marty?
God, don't.
This is the funniest shit, though, because I had a thing called.
These
This is the funniest thing
as well for ages.
I had a thing called "Run for It, Marty," because Marty, right? This is the hysterical thing. Marty ripped me a new a-hole on my YouTube channel, saying how much I suck and my channel went down, and how he's going to go to that other Freedom Doctor guy and stuff like that. And then that Freedom Doctor guy read everything I said in speech in like microphone, weird, distorted voice, trying to make it like a motion picture thing, right? And then I went to Marty, I'm like, I'm going to celebrate every freaking year that I get more subscribers. And he kept saying, I'm going to have lower subscribers. I'm going to be down. And I'm like, I'm going to celebrate this anniversary. Run for it, Marty.
That's what I mean. I mean, look. It's a testament to us all, though, that we're able to come on here now and joke and laugh about it, you know. And the fact that you and Marty, like me and you, Joe, have actually made up on, you know, this unfortunately, this little incident. Obviously, it didn't blow up the way he wanted it to blow up, Memory, but still, he's causing way too much damage in this fandom, and he needs.
You know what though? Is he really?
He is though, because look what he did. But look what he did to me and you, Joe. Joe, me and you were literally going to go at loggerheads with each other. You and Marty would have said that. I mean, look, there's certain people out there that want to look. This is the way I figured it out anyway. I figured this out a long time ago. They need us to be fighting with each other, because if we're fighting with each other, we're being distracted of what's actually going on. And
it's not even necessarily us. It's like they fuel the fire of other things too. Other people, like Tardis guy reviews and everything else. They try to see if there's any little spark of a battle between somebody. Yeah. And then he tries to like add gasoline to it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Well, I'm not looking at this. Look, it's wrong. It always has been wrong, but people like him need to. I don't know. Cheryl's probably right.
He didn't need to do this. He had a platform. Like when I wasn't giving him a platform, Rabbi gave him a platform, or you gave him a platform a little bit for a time. So like, and then he came back to me. So, but he had a platform, and all he had to do was give his opinions. He didn't have to troll.
That's it. I had him on this channel, and
you didn't have to do this.
And he was taking the piss, just like he was taking the piss when you brought him onto your channel, and Rabbi even brought him on. I was pissed. I was actually pissed at Rabbi, because at the time, Memory was causing me a lot of heartache, but Rabbi was bringing him on, and I just couldn't understand it. And it was the same with you. When you were bringing him on, I just couldn't understand it. I was like, why are these guys giving this guy a platform for? He's literally taking.
Well, same thing. Like, I didn't understand why he was on yours that time either. I'm like, this, you know. But it's a situation where he just.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, like you did.
So did I. Right, we all did. And the thing is that ultimately the most important thing to him is to troll.
Yeah.
That he does want his voice to be heard, but he likes trolling. He can't. It's like a drug. He can't give it up. And then it backfires, and then he has no voice, and he gets mad. But he gets mad at everybody else instead of himself, because he cut off his own tongue to speak.
Well, he was looking. He's been texting me saying, "I want to come on your channel." He's like,
"How about fuck off?"
And he's like, "You're greater than Noel. You're greater than Joe."
Right.
And
and
I'm like,
who cares anyway? Listen, do you think that bothers me? I think Marty will be a great YouTuber. He probably will be better than me when he comes on. But do you think I care about that?
He's full of shit. He just.
They think I care about that. Someone even brings up me the amount of subscribers I have as if that's some sort of insult.
Let me tell you something. My subscriber count has been up and down every fucking week, and I don't care. I get 1,800, 1,850, then back down to 1,790. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
It's a
At
weird
the end
shit.
of the day, right? The end of the day, I've worked very hard on this channel. The people that are in the chat as well have worked hard to make this channel what it is, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I really care whether I have 1 subscriber or 2,000 subscribers? No.
As long as you have people watching, it doesn't matter what your fucking subscribers. You could have 1 million fucking subscribers and only have 1,000 people watching you.
So listen, if this was 3-4 years ago, I would have took shit like that to heart. But I don't take it to heart. We've worked extremely hard to get where we've gotten, right? And I'm proud of the community that we've built up here. And everybody in the chat, should be proud of themselves as well.
We try to keep the community going, even though the fucking show is dying.
Exactly. So
I put up a tweet yesterday evening, and what I basically said on it was this. Now this is what happened. This is how it was changed. The narrative was changed so quickly. I put up a tweet and I said, "Listen, hi. Would any of my lovely followers know anybody who does graphic design for logos and stuff?" And I had a comment from Daniel, and then Memory commented. He doesn't even follow me, and he commented and said, he says, "I think you should be telling some of your lovely followers about my stream tomorrow." I was like, you don't even follow me, and you're looking at me to promote this crap, this shit story.
He tagged Mr. Tardis in it, Joe Street, whoever he is, Donkey something, whatever his name. He even tagged poor Tardis into it. Now, as you know, Tardis is not my favourite person in the whole world, but don't be dragging other people into it. And that's what he does. He's dragging other people into it and trying to get them to turn on me, right? And that is not on. So, like,
but also though, at fault, William, who was also,
and I knew Tardis had nothing to do with it, even though he doesn't like me. That's fine, fair enough. I'm not going to have anybody there try drag him into it and pull him into this bullshit, right? Leave him alone and leave everybody else bloody alone.
Yeah.
But he tagged them all in it. But the channel was taken down. I reported it, and it looks like, if truth be told, that William and all his followers reported it, and the channel ended up getting taken down. So we managed.
Well, Miri has 17 other probably channels. So
well, Cheryl's already found the second one, so she's already found the second.
All I can say is, if I could say a message out there, don't fall for these fake channels, these fake Twitter accounts. They're only trying to have people battle people, and I know William had a problem with blocking everybody before even talking to people before, which that's something completely a whole other animal.
Yeah,
and him going after us before, like it's just a thing. Mimiri didn't create what was already there. So, obviously William has a problem with you, and he has a problem with me, and I didn't even know who he was until he blocked me. But I mean, maybe I saw his name here or there, but it was like, okay, in passing. But
I've never had any encounters with the guy with Mimiri, and like he seems to want to drag me into all this, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm staying out of this. I don't engage in Twitter drama. I don't, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. But if you're trying to drag me into stuff, I'm not interested.
Yeah, don't be dragging Marty into it. I know what you're doing anyway, right? But Marty's not going to turn on me, or any of me followers are going to turn on me, or Joe, or anybody.
He's not going to turn on me anymore either.
But that's his ultimate goal. He wants people to turn against us. It's not going to happen. You're going to fail every time. So you look at my advice to you is grow up. You obviously have some issues and they need to be resolved. I'd go and talk to someone.
Yeah, we're talking about me,
Marie. This is me giving you advice with me 40 odd years of experience. You clearly need to talk to someone because you have deep rooted issues. And I would advise you to go and talk to someone, because I tell you one thing, if you do, because I was like you, right? Not a troll, but I was like you. I had deep rooted issues. Talk to someone, because I tell you something. If you do, it helps. It helps. It lifts away.
Yeah, but his idea of talking to someone is trolling people. That's how he talks to people.
Now, I just want to read out this super chat before we move on. So, Digby Strawbridge with the £10 super chat says, "Happy New Year, Noel. Happy New Year to you too, and I hope your 2022 is going well." Actually, it's the first time I've had Joe on this year. So let's wind it back to Doctor Who, right? I want to ask you, Joe, right? Obviously, Eve of the Daleks was on New Year's Day. Right. So let us know, what did you think of Eve of the Daleks? Now, listen, I just want to say, if you want to have a big rant, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll
change the subject, right?
What I'm trying to say to you is, just pretend that this is your channel for a few minutes. Right. Don't hold back. And
please do the real Whovians intro before you start. Please do.
Right. Yeah. Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212. I'm with Noel from the Tardis Zone and Marty.
Hello.
This is on the go. This is Real Whovians cast takeout. That's what it is. All right. So we're on the go, and I gotta say that if I was Chris Chibnall, okay, the third in the trilogy would be a big effing deal. Now, I know you're full of flux, but the flux got flushed. So you stick with me because what came out was something that really didn't smell good. But anyway, and the whole universe looks like a toilet. So, I mean, I'm glad the Earth is clean. But anyway, but if you're the Doctor, now you have an excuse to travel on Earth because you don't have the money to travel anywhere else. But anyway, I just got to say that the ball was dropped because you could have had a big special after a big story arc.
Exactly.
You would have threw Davros in there. You would have threw the Daleks in there. You would have threw a Civil War in there. You would have threw whatever. It would have been yes, it would have been fantastic, but you didn't.
No.
What you gave us was a filler, an episode that was probably a regular episode that you made it a special. Because if you remember, the episode count was 10, and then it was cut, but then it wasn't really cut. It was kind of called specials. So this is technically still the season, and we all had great expectations for this Dalek trilogy, and it really wasn't a trilogy because it was just an appearance.
I like the Dalek stories. This is the one thing I've actually liked about Chibnall was his Dalek stories because they were interesting. But I agree with you. If you're going to end the trilogy, it needed to be bigger. And I'm just going to say this. You mentioned Davros. I do believe Davros was actually supposed to be in this episode, and I would not be surprised if he was edited out because he didn't actually add anything to the story. Now, remember, Chris Chibnall has done this with previous monsters before. We've actually even seen photographs of monsters that he left out during Series 11. So this is a habit. Now he's bringing back the Sea Devils, but the Sea Devils have been rumored since Series 11.
Yeah.
Right? And now
also, that deal with China, was supposed to happen where they showcased, the Doctor traveling to China or whatever, and that's what we're getting.
Why is the Doctor Who time fracture experience now? I don't think many people have picked up on this at all. How they've got a model of Davros with a brand new face sculpt that has not been seen in the show.
Seriously? Have they?
Swear to God. And I'm thinking to myself, was that designed for the series? And then they decided.
It probably was because look at we've said about Flux. It was poorly edited, put together. You could clearly see that there were scenes that should have been in that whole Flux thing. Even the Weeping Angel story, I said, just seemed out of place for the whole era. That looked like that was going to be originally the first episode, not the episode that we actually got.
That Davros model's in that time fracture experience. So, it could have been the case where they made the model for the episode.
Have you got a photograph of that, Marty? Can you Google the photograph and I'll throw it up?
But it seems like it was made, and then at the last minute they decided not to go with it, and then they just sent the model down to the experience. I
do believe, and I think Joe would agree with me on this one. I do believe Davros was the feature, and I think last minute, because this is what Chibs does.
Yeah,
because Joe will tell you, Chibs is just, he can never
make all over the place.
He'll write a script. Joe will tell you this. He'll write a script, right? The actors will be acting it out, and then he'll say, no, I don't want to do that. Hold on, here's another script.
It's like you left out some lines when Graham left, and she's like, all right. It's like, wait, are you supposed to say something to him? Because he said all this stuff to Ryan. But anyway, the thing is that Chibnall is just chaos, and he tries to mix all these different story arcs to make it sound like it makes sense, and it makes absolutely no sense. And it makes it even worse that you got this lady gardener with a tree and an ood, and he probably was like, oh, let's throw an ood in there. Why? The Time Lords don't need an ood. They're super intelligent or whatever. Oh, that's all right. Let's just fan service. Ood in this thing. Okay. And it's it doesn't make sense. So all I'm going to say is, guys, don't fall for this false garbage about they gave us specials, because again, it was 10 episodes, right? So now we're getting 9, okay? Because we're getting the 6, then we're getting the 3. But guess what? We are getting the other one because it was the 60th that it just moved into another year. So technically, this was your 10, and before was the plan of RTD. the 60s was going to be paid for somehow. So that's what it was. That's your 10 episodes. It's
Chris Chibnall was originally supposed to do the 60. You reported on it, and I reported.
He was supposed to, and then shit went to fucking.
To that, and that's the best thing that they've done is actually.
You know what put a stop to that? The fact that the ratings went through the roof for the fucking Russell T Davies and Moffat fucking watch-alongs was more fucking powerful than the goddamn fucking show ratings.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, oh shit, shit, let's give him his job back. Yeah. And it's like, there you go. And of course, he had some clauses like, I'm going to be able to do what I want, when I want, and you can't say shit. And that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Because they did stop him before. So all I'm going to say is that, one, thank God Russell T Davies is back. But at the same time, he's got to wipe this whole Timeless Child shit.
This is the thing, though. I want to ask you, though.
Thank you.
Does he actually have to? Or can he just simply...
No, he's got it.
This is the thing. Like, they brought him back in 2005 and he rebooted the show, yeah?
Yeah, but you have to. This is too big of a deal.
Do you think he's being brought back to reboot, or do you think he's going to try and fix this timeless show? Because this is the problem I have, right?
Yeah.
If you bring him in, right, he does the 60th and it's a different event completely, right? And then he does Series 14, and then he concentrates then on trying to fix what Chris Chibnall does. Do you really want RTD on his first full season to be coming back to fix the nonsense?
He's not going to do that. No, he's not going to do that.
I know.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like the thing with the Doctor half human crap, okay? Because the Doctor never said he was half human. The Tardis said he was half human, but the Tardis could have been lying to his greatest nemesis, the Master. So again, like, this is something that's such a big deal that it almost destroyed the show. So if you want to rebuild the foundation of Doctor Who, you got to clean the gutter. You got to clean that stuff out of there. You got to get the cockroaches out. You got to clean it out of there, because again, the show will never be able to survive if it's attached to.
Right. Well, Marty's at the sending me that picture of Davros.
Shit. Now, here's the only thing that I will accept, right? Because I did like Joe Martin. I will accept because again, we do know that the second Doctor was sent on missions. And you could see from when the sixth Doctor episode called The Two Doctors, where the second Doctor has aged and also restored the memories of Jamie to travel with him. Something went wrong with these secret missions. The Doctor was killed, regenerated into Joe Martin, and then the Time Lords restored the Doctor back to the second, and then he did some missions and then went back to regenerate into the third. That's the only thing I will accept, because Joe Martin, you already cemented her that she exists. Okay. But that's the only way I'll accept that. And because that's like Chris Chibnall's War Doctor, basically. Like, they just and you could tell too that was added in because it's a time travel show. So the 8th was always supposed to regenerate into the 9th, but they kind of put their own regeneration in there. So yeah, I saw that. That's pretty damn good. But
that's a new face model. Right. So
see, but the only issue though is that technically regeneration energy doesn't stop. So when the Doctor regenerates, he regenerates completely. When the Doctor used the regeneration energy on Davros, it didn't just heal his eyesight. So he's supposed to be walking around. Like, it's supposed to heal everything. The regeneration energy is not, there's nothing programmed in there to stop and only heal certain things. So Davros should be back to normal without the wheelchair, technically, because that's a plot hole.
Do you think with two stories to go that Chris Chibnall is going to fix the Timeless Children? Because remember, she still has the fob watch. Do you think he's going to rectify it, or do you think he'll double down?
I think that Tecteun is a Time Lord that was absolutely batshit crazy, and her child fell off the cliff. But children cannot regenerate unless they're in the academy. They don't get regenerations. So she went ballistic that they wouldn't give her regeneration energy to the kid. And she went crazy because they keep saying the division, right? but they don't show an army of division. We're told, oh, there's tons of it. No. You have an old lady in this weird tree device with the ooh. I don't see, if this was such a big organization, you would have people like the Time War, where there's soldiers outside the gates battling the Daleks. I don't see any of that. So I think that she is full of shit. And what I actually think is going to happen could happen, is if the Doctor goes to use the fob watch, it's reversed. It's a curse. It's actually going to take away all her memories of being the Doctor rather than give her memories. I think it's a trap. And I think this would be a thing where it will wipe her clean. She regenerates. And then Russell T Davies has to deal with the Doctor that doesn't know who he or she is. And then he'll get to the Timeless Child thing in his second season. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think, honestly, it's a trap. I think that the fob watch, because why would the villains want to be so quick for her to open it?
I hope a part of it. I'm all on your board for your theory for the whole Joe Martin thing. I think that's the only logical place that she can be placed. I'm just hoping that this whole fucking Timeless Child stuff was bullshit that was made in the Matrix.
Yeah, you're gonna see Rassilon rip the shit out of Technium.
You see, Technium is dead now, right? But she could have been lying as well when she said that. No, the Master was telling the truth, because the fob watch is still there.
She was working with the Master, obviously, so that's what's so fucked up about the whole thing. I don't believe anything.
So even now, we don't have verification whether the Timeless Child thing is legit yet, because we still have the fob watch, and that's why that makes. If he's gonna see, here's my problem, right? If you're going to do it, Chibs, you stick to your convictions and you fucking do it, right? You don't pussyfoot around this, right? And put the fob watch in the heart of the fucking Tardis and say, oh, well, if I need it, bring it back, because you're still deciding whether you're going to double down on it or not. If you either stick to your convictions or you don't, right? And if you don't stick to your convictions after doing this, well, then it just goes to show that you're a hack. That's the way I look at it. You haven't got the balls to see this through, and that's why you've left the fob watch dangling now for the next 2 episodes.
You're gonna have Yaz commit her love to the Doctor. The Doctor
already did.
To the Doctor, and the Doctor's gonna open up the fob watch, lose all her memories, and she'll be like, "Who are you?" It's like, "Oh shit!" Poor Yaz left to the curb now.
The latest rumor I've been told, Joe, is that. Wait till you hear this. I don't know how true it is, because, as you know, it's rumor and speculation. But the latest thing, Eddie reported on it as well. So apparently, after baiting the fans for the couple of years that he's done with a scene here or a line here and a line there, and then obviously Yaz confessed her love to Dan, saying, "Oh, I love the Doctor." Blah blah blah. Now it looks like that after all of that, if the latest rumors to be true, he's going to kill off Yaz Khan. So after giving the fans what they want, apparently now he's going to kill her off. Now, there's evidence to back this up, and the evidence to back it up is one of the Dalek specials. He literally brought on a gay man, 25 seconds. Pink News and all actually called him out for it, and he killed him off. A Dalek killed him, right? Now, Pink News and other outlets out there are praising him for his bravery. Oh, you're giving us the first, lesbian.
I want to state something here.
Hold on, Joe. You said the first lesbian couple in Doctor Who. That's not true. We have Puddle Girl and we have Bill Potts, right? We also have Jenny and Vastra, right? Vastra is a lizard woman, but she's still female. It's not the first time you've given us a lesbian couple. So that,
I want to say something.
Go for it.
Okay. Everybody that's looking for a Doctor Who announcement, right, with the new Doctor, hold on.
Yeah, it's not happening anytime soon.
Hold off, and I'll tell you why. And something I heard is probably going to be happening that you're going to be upset about, Noel, and that is that Joe Whittaker will be the Doctor again in filming soon.
What?
Yes. It was told that Russell T Davies had been in contact with Jodie Whittaker because he is doing the 60th, and if we are led to believe that there's this multi-doctor story, she will be a part of it.
Oh.
Now, it's not, I'm sorry, but he can't not include her. I know what you're going to say, but in order for him to naturally progress with his show, he has to include her if he's going to include other doctors. So she will be returning, and she will be the one that will be filming soon, because he will be filming the 60th soon. Now, it could be a thing where something goes wrong and you don't get to see the doctor, and all the doctors have to fix what's going to happen in order for the doctor to properly regenerate. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. All I know is that expect David Tennant, expect Jodie Whittaker.
Well, that's what I'm told. I'm told David Tennant is coming back, but Jodie Whittaker's name has been brought into the conversation. Apparently, he wants a clean slate.
Yeah, he gave her his number. He gave her his number, and he's gonna call her.
Oh, no way, man!
Yeah.
It can't happen. She can't.
And also, I know. Listen, bro, I know, but there's nothing we can do about it. Now, again, also expect companions. Now, as far as Yaz dying, I don't know. I've heard that too, but there is a massive rumor that he is trying to reform his group of Torchwood, and it's a massive thing that you will see Martha Jones and probably Yasmin Khan, and they'll probably be attending a funeral or something. Maybe Mickey Smith died, and they're probably going to have a Torchwood made up of the Doctor's companions. Rather than the Rick is involved or not, I'm probably leaning towards yes. But at the start, it's probably going to be Martha Jones, and it's probably going to be Yasmin Khan, honestly, and other people as well, other companions. So, and again, if you think that Russell T Davies is just doing Doctor Who, and he's not going to go back to old form where he's going to have a show-based adult version, which was Torchwood, and one for kids, which is Sarah Jane, he's going to do that too. So you could probably see Ace return. You could probably see all that. Also, everything is open for Mark Gatiss and everybody else to write episodes. So Mark Gatiss said it himself. He just had to sit near a tree, dumbfounded and super happy, because he's probably going to be writing his 10th episode of Doctor Who. And again, everything is open now. Everybody is partying like rock stars.
Here, what did you think of RTD's comments when he did the little interview where he spoke about the 60th, but it sounded like it was going to be not just a one-off story, but it was going to be a whole weekly event or something, or shown over.
Well, it's supposed to lead into, it's supposed to be his Christmas invasion, leading into the first episode. Yeah. So I didn't see it as, series 14 begins with that. I see it as a lead-in, but then the new season would start probably in April, right? So I honestly think that's the way it is, because you're not going to spend all these millions of dollars for a special, for a season, and then waste it in a month. So you're going to build that up. So you're going to release the 60th. You're going to wait a couple of months, and then 60th and maybe a Christmas special, and then you're going to probably build up the whole span of the new year for the series, because you're not going to waste it in 1 month. It doesn't make a marketing sense to waste the whole season in 1 month. So that's why I have people against what I have to say. But you know what, though? From a marketing standpoint, you don't build up this whole thing of him returning only to waste it in a month. So
I agree with you. Do you think he will? I wanted to ask you about the casting, because the casting is pretty important for a lot of fans out there right now. A lot of fans are telling me that I speak to on this channel that if he casts another female doctor, it's game over as far as they're concerned. Do you think he'd actually consider a female doctor, considering that 3 years ago he did a video for BBC's Writers' Room on YouTube and still referred to the Doctor as a male character? Or do you think he will consider casting another woman? What would you do if you were in his shoes personally? Would you cast another woman or would you cast a man? And
I would take auditions for whoever's right for the role. Now, I probably would have a male, but I wouldn't rule out there being a female in the future. And what I would do is the 60th special will be made up of the Valyard being behind the Timeless Child, because the Valyard had the key to the Matrix and altered the Matrix before to say that the Doctor committed an act of genocide to try to steal the Doctor's regenerations. The Valyard never died. The Valyard never left. The Valyard stayed on Gallifrey. The Valyard probably manipulated events for the Time War and let Davros get through the time lock. So I do feel that Davros, like, they're going to throw all this stuff in there, and I do feel that the Valyard created the Timeless Child lie, and also tricked the Master in itself, because he was mad that the Master revealed.
Well, look, I don't care which way they go about it, but I want this Timeless Child nonsense to be fine.
I think the Valyard needs to be behind it, and I think that the Valyard needs to get defeated, and I think we need to move forward.
Yeah, it's a big sticking point for a lot of fans. Look at, even fans have said, even if he does cast the male Doctor, if he doesn't retcon the Timeless Children nonsense, they're done. And, you know, while I will give the RTD era a go, because I said I will, it is still, it still kind of grinds me up if this is not resolved. Hopefully Chibs does the right thing, but looking at him right now, the way he pandered to a certain minority in this fandom with the last episode and the episode before, I reckon the last two, he's going to do exactly the same, because he's realised, or he knows now, that fans aren't behind this, so he'll pander to the ones that actually do. And this is why he got Yaz to confess our love to Dan, because he's pandering to them, and I reckon he's going to do the same for the next two episodes.
First of all, Yaz was written to be in love with Ryan, and that's the way it was. And they were talking about how Ryan's grandmother was like, oh, they loved each other, they talked about each other and everything. That was the whole thing. And especially when it looked like Ryan had a love interest, she got jealous. So at some point in time, he decided to change that and make it where she fucking was obsessed and loved the Doctor. Now, that wasn't there before. There was nothing in Series 11 that was there.
No, in Arachnids in the UK, there was a throwaway line from her mother which suggested that she might be bisexual, right? And then from then on, then all the Tasman stands then start shipping the character, and then it snowballed into this big thing. I think he has seen that. I think he does keep an eye, even though he's not on social media. I heard he's on Instagram actually, but he has his account obviously locked. But he is keeping an eye on all of this, and I do actually think that, because fans haven't liked this era, which no matter what the people say about ratings and all this, and they can spin it all they want, this era has been a failure on all levels, right? So he's probably looked at this and says, right, well, the mass fans and the audience don't like this, but I will pander to the ones that do. That's why we got the double bed at the start of Flux. That was another indicator that he was going to bait fans. And that's what I don't like about. I'm told as a straight man, I don't have an opinion on this, and I shouldn't be having an opinion on this. But I'm sorry, right? Even Bill Potts and Puddle Girl got more character and story development than this whole thing with Yaz and the Doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
First of all, they did a throwaway line that she almost killed herself, and that was the end. You never heard of that again, that she tried to commit suicide. And like, wait a minute, that's a storyline. Why don't you build on that?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you just ignore that? So every time Yaz was about to have a story arc, she never had a story arc. She's the one character that he abandoned, right? So now that he got rid of all his fucking companions, now he's got to build on her because he has no choice, but he's going in the wrong direction. And that's the problem.
What do I have your express permission for? Lee says I have his express. Hold on, did you write something up further? I don't know.
Probably as a straight man, you could comment. That's what he's probably talking about.
Oh, thanks, Lee. But that's what I mean. And the reason why I'm actually so vocal about it is because I think it's disrespectful. You know, if you're going to do something this big, look at, personally, I don't agree with a romance with the Doctor or a companion, whether the Doctor is male or female. But if you're going to do something like this, like the way RTD did with David Tennant's Doctor and Rose, you got to develop that story. If you're going to do something that big.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you and I agree. I don't think you and I agree on this, but I have to say, okay. As far as I'm concerned, right, the way I see things, and forget about the timeless child, forget about this.
Right.
The Doctor has no control of the regeneration energy, regardless of the Doctor saying, "Oh, I made maybe a subconscious choice, whatever." The Doctor really doesn't control that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Doctor is just being the Doctor, right? Now, the Doctor has to go with whatever things are out of his control. So, he's in a female body. Okay. The Doctor's still male in that female body. It doesn't mean that because the Doctor is this is a vehicle, right? You have to understand, right? He keeps having bodies, right? So it's the same soul, right? It doesn't mean that the soul gets changed because he's in a female body that he has to like males, okay? Because that's not the case, okay? The Doctor has always liked females, right? And even if he's in a female body, he still likes females. It's not like he's gonna date a male. It doesn't. That's his sexual preference. That is what he is. So even if he's stuck in a female body, I don't consider the Doctor being gay because it's a male for fucking 2,000 years that is now in a female body. Why would anything change? So, yes, he digs Yaz, right? Didn't really dig Graham. Thinks Ryan's cool.
Joe, but that's the problem, right? If I agree, right, say I agreed with you what you just said there, right?
But he's an alien. We're trying to judge him as a human being and human sexual preferences, right?
But this is the problem I have. Where's the story development or the character development on even the Doctor's side of it? Right? It's practically non-existent. Yet Yaz.
The Doctor likes Yaz. The Doctor loves Yaz. Right. The Doctor likes Yaz, but doesn't. I don't think he's not like, oh my God, that's Rose Tyler.
I think she likes Yaz as a friend, though. But this is the thing. Again, there's nothing to even indicate whether that's true or not because Chris Chibnall hasn't done his homework.
Nothing. He doesn't have Russell T Davies to do the characterizations and stories to show how the Doctor feels. Now,
and that's where I have a problem with it.
Right. It's not even. I don't even think that if something happened on a grand scale like that the Doctor would pull Yaz out of the fucking universe like he did Clara to fucking save her, right? That the Doctor would shoot the fucking Time Lords or go against his own people for fucking Yaz. Or he would, like, burn out a son to talk to Rose Tyler. Like, I don't see any evidence whatsoever that Yaz is the goddamn fucking end-all, be-all, River Song, marriage, love, whatever, like that it would be. Because they basically said that, look, we know he was in the Tesla Elector and they got married, but the Doctor considered it a marriage because he did spend 24 years, that's a night, with River Song completely, right? Yeah, that's why he was heartbroken. He was heartbroken when it ended. Yeah. He actually spent 24 years, and they actually said that all the villains watched and left him alone because he was happy and he wasn't going to interfere with them, right? Yeah. So Missy even said that the Daleks were watching it, and they're like, fuck it. Leave him alone because we're taking over everything.
Is there not like a line, quote me if I'm wrong here, is there not like a line in Series 10 where it's like condolences about your wife or something like that?
Yes, Missy said too, like basically the Daleks saw he was happy and he's married and they left him the fuck alone, right? But because they know that if they bother him, he's going to be fucking messing with them, right? So that was the way.
While he's with River there, he'd become even more.
Right, yeah. And it was also explained that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor's like, how could this race take over a whole bunch of galaxies? Because he's on his extended honeymoon for 24 fucking years. So this race came out of nowhere and took over fucking galaxies. That's basically what happened.
Like, you and I could see happening, right? And this would be typical Chibnall because, spoiler alert, we all know the Master's coming back for the last episode.
Lee, you know what I mean, Lee. Hold on. You know what I mean, Lee, because he has a time machine, so he can just go fucking anywhere. So, but he actually did spend 24 years with River. Actual married couple thing.
And what'll happen is you'll have a lovely scene where in the midst of it all, Yaz will turn around and say, I love you, Doctor. and the master will show up with the tissue compression limiter, be like,
that's what's gonna happen. I love you, Bing. And she's gonna be, and it's like, okay.
That's what's gonna happen. She's like, I love you, Doctor. I've loved you since I saw you. No,
problem, Lee. I have to say something to Lee. Lee, it's like when Spider-Man lost his powers, right? He's fucking dancing around and shit. He's doing shit. He's like, whatever, right? He's walking. He's happy, right? Going to school. You know, somebody's getting mugged and whatever. But like, but he doesn't pay attention. But you get your powers back. You go save the world. The Doctor's happy. Not that he's going to ignore the universe, but he's just basically dwelling on being with the love of his life or ever song for 24 years, and that's it.
Like you, like with the romance thing, like I'm with Hughes. I'm not a massive fan of it, but at least you knew with the bloody 10th Doctor and Rose, you knew that connection was there from the very fucking start.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the character development and the story development.
Yeah, you knew. Even the Dalek said, "You're gonna save the woman you love." Like the Dalek knew that the Doctor loved Rose before the Doctor knew.
So you remember the scenes? You remember the scenes? Like, even, I know it was after Rose had left, but like the way, like, just the way it was shot, and I think that's the beauty.
David Tennant was like fucking miserable and shit.
Yeah. It's the way it was shot.
And you got like Martha Jones trying to talk to him. He don't even fucking see
the way he treat Martha
you
Jones.
Don't even fucking see. You don't even see her. You didn't even fucking see her.
Series 1 and 2, like any of those shots in Rose, and it's so clever with the whole shots of her on the camera, where you know when you know when there's like just a dead shot of Rose looking at the Doctor, you know straight away what she's thinking. I think that's whereas now you get Yaz looking at the Doctor, and the Doctor's looking at her with a scrunch face, and it's like, what are you trying to convey here? I do not get it. I don't understand it. But like when you see Rose looking at Ted, you knew straight away what that connection was. Like, but with Yaz and the Doctor, it's like, yeah, it's I'm gonna flap my hands around here. Yeah, no, that's what it was like.
The disaster area. He's for 2,000 years. He's doing whatever. What's wrong with having a little 24-year-old, Time Lord Poontang pie? Come on.
He spent 6 million years on the bloody
24 years, a little nice honeymoon. Why not? He's a Time Lord. He's been around for thousands of years.
But this is RTD's fault because he introduced the romance element to it. And Peter Davison even said it as much when he was being interviewed. And he says, yeah, this Doctor is completely different. Sure, you do see him in romantic situations and stuff like that. And he even actually said it wasn't really his cup of tea sort of thing. It's not mine. I've never liked that anyway. But look, I will respect RTD because the fact of the matter is he developed that story and, it made sense, even though I don't personally agree with the Doctor being in a romantic relationship. But there's nothing here from Chris Chibnall that justifies a relationship between Yaz and Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. There's none. A throwaway line here and there is not good enough. I'm sorry.
She's socially awkward, right? So how could she even have a romance if she can't talk to him about his cancer?
Well, that's the thing. If you have cancer, she's socially awkward. But when it comes to romance, apparently she's not. And remember,
first of all, I didn't see no kids, so I don't know about that.
It's the very same Doctor that committed genocide as well. And the very same Doctor that was selfish and watched the universe burn because she wanted to find out about our past. Right?
I don't like that at all. That was terrible. Was terrible.
This is the most selfish Doctor that we've ever had. And that's down to Chris G. He doesn't understand.
He's gonna get heat for that for years and decades.
Of course he is.
I was so pissed. I gotta tell you, when I saw her basically willing to throw the universe away to find out who she was, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, and she allowed all the Daleks to die and all the other enemies. So she literally committed genocide.
Could you imagine that scene?
No. Didn't commit genocide because there's more than $1 million. There's like fucking billions of dollars.
No, I get where you're coming from, but the Flux, if we're led to believe me, the Flux have destroyed mostly, and that hasn't been explained either. So,
basically the universe mostly was destroyed.
Or is the universe not destroyed? Where did those 3 Daleks come from if the rest of the Daleks were wiped out? And why? Here's another thing that's stupid about the Daleks. So you mean to tell me that this was the line that was crossed for the Daleks to finally say,
I agree.
right, the Doctor is going to get comeuppance. Where about Genesis of the Daleks or all the other Daleks?
Or everything else, like when he fucking fucked up Scarrow with the Daleks in the fucking basement. I know.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's what I mean. So you're holding so the Daleks are holding to account for this, but not everything else that has been done in the past. This is another thing. It didn't make sense.
This is why the Time Lords need to come back into the picture, because again, the fact that you have an entity called time and you have a planet called time is bullshit, mind you. That this first of all, it's just an ego thing. There is no entity that is time. Okay, let's just get that straight. That's bullshit. Okay, there is no that may call himself or herself time, but the entity has nothing to do with time, and especially the planet has nothing to do with time. It's just Chibnall confusing the shit out of people, and there was no fucking division with millions of operatives. It was this old lady Gardner, Time Lord, dementia patient that just lost her shit, has an ood, and is trying to tend to the universe's multiverse like a garden. And she has no body. She's crazy. She's batshit crazy.
They need to bring back the Time Lords and have them in a state where they're not always there, but they're lingering.
They're there, and they just watch her do this shit.
Maybe like in one episode, the TARDIS gets recalled to Gallifrey and something like that.
Well, she needs to be held account then. You know, especially this Doctor. And that would make sense, like the Time Lord summon her back to Gallifrey. Well, what the hell have you been doing?
Like Roxalon, even though he left to Gallifrey, he came back probably to rule over it again. So it will irk him that this fucking person like Tecta Yoon is going around like she's the shit. So he has an ego enough to recall the Doctor and say, look, bitch is bad, you're crazy, okay? That's it, basically. And I expect that to happen, honestly. That she just wanted to be the main thing, and she was never anything, and she just built up this whole fucking.
When the centenary special comes around, I would love a scene whereby they're discussing the whole Gallifrey destroy thing, saying the Master and the Doctor, and then suddenly the TARDIS takes off, and we land on Gallifrey. The Master and the Doctor are brought out, and the whole truth is told them. That's what I want.
That would be brilliant, Marty. But I don't think this is Chris Chibnall we're talking about, right? This is Chris Chibnall we're talking about, and that fob watch is there for an easy get out of jail.
That Gallifrey that was destroyed. Now that they brought the multiverse into it, right? Yeah. That Gallifrey that was destroyed could have been on another universe, like just and.
Well, did he not actually confirm that when Tecta Yoon said there was different universes and this universe was being destroyed? So the multiverse has
it could have been a misdirection, and they could have sent the Master to an alternate universe Gallifrey. Yeah. Because they're not in the bubble anymore. They got out. If you saw the episode with Peter Capaldi, they got out. He said to Clara, I don't know how they got out. I really don't care, but let's just escape outside the universe to save your life. So they're not in there, so they shouldn't be in there.
What they should do, right now, Chibnall has not got the fucking brains to do this. He should have the Doctor and the Master in the TARDIS, recalled to Gallifrey, summoned to the High Council, been told to hand over that fob watch, and the truth and the whole thing explained that it was horseshit. Absolutely.
I think she opens up the fob watch, she loses all her memories. I think it's a reverse thing. I think it's a trap.
I think so as well.
I think it's like Superman changing the Fortress of Solitude to reverse it, so that way when Zod got there with Ursula and Non, they lost their powers. I think honestly, she opens the fob watch, she loses everything.
That's a big complete reset. So basically, Doctor Number One.
Like they were trying to trick her to open it. All of them, the villains, Tecta Yoon, everybody. And that's what it is. They were trying way too hard for her to open it. Why do you want her to open it? If she opens it, she knows everything then. Why would you want that?
But remember what he's done so far. So the people that are important to this whole story, Master's been non-existent since we first seen him, right?
Right.
And then he kills off Tecta Yoon. Now we've got the fob watch, right? So I don't get what he's trying to do. Every person that could give the Doctor the information that the Doctor actually needs, he's killing off as well. So he's not even, I don't think he's even fleshed this story out properly. Or maybe he had an idea in his head, right? And it looked good in his head. But then when he put it on paper, he realized it wasn't as good, but he had to stick by it because it's what he lay down the foundations or whatever foundation.
To answer your question, before about, you said, well, where did the Daleks go? They travel through time, so they're not necessarily in the present where the flux is destroying everything. That's why there's Daleks everywhere. So they probably traveled through time in the past, like temporal shift, and then they came back, when shit.
I know, but it still makes no sense that the Daleks all of a sudden are trying to hold this Doctor to account, and even the dialogue.
That's what I'm saying. He screwed them up so bad. Which one event are they pissed off most about? That doesn't make any sense. Correct.
I think he'd be more pissed off about
He made
Genesis.
fun of it himself, though, Chip Chibnall, because he had Jodie Whittaker's face, like.
Yeah, I think he'd be more pissed off with Genesis of the Daleks, because that set the Daleks back years. So.
The dialogue,
hold the Doctor account for that, but no.
Dialogue. Daleks do not store stuff.
You're responsible for the flux, so you're responsible for the Daleks all dying. So now we're holding you to account. But the worst thing about that Dalek special for me was I cannot believe, right, that Nicholas Briggs took that script, looked at the way the Daleks were talking and thought, oh, this is fine. He's been doing the Daleks for years. Daleks don't talk like the way they talked in that episode. It was absolutely fucking.
He has no say.
I know he doesn't.
No, but listen, if he did have a say, listen. What do we learn from Chris Chibnall? That if you piss Chris Chibnall off, you're done, right?
Yeah.
So all Nicholas Briggs would have to say is something negative, and he would have been out as the Daleks in Big Finish and everything. Because right now, Chris Chibnall is a showrunner of Doctor Who, but he has say over other stuff. So he just. We can't say anything. Just like Moffat and Russell T Davis were not allowed to bash Chibnall because it's in their contract that they will forfeit any royalties or money coming their way for retirement or everything if they bash a member of their society. They can't do it.
They'll cut their pension off.
Yes. And they're not allowed to do it. That's why I showed that picture of Moffat shucking down a sandwich with a pissed off face while Yasmin Khan is right there, he's fucking angry.
I just can't get over the dialogue because Daleks do not have managers. I'm he's trying.
Why would the Daleks be resorted to shit during the flux? I said, Davros would not allow the fucking Swarm or anybody to take over the universe.
How are they all tricked? The Daleks, the Cybermen, right? The Sontarans.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Every single one of them were tricked, and that's what doesn't sit well with me. Daleks, the Doctor's defeated the Daleks. We know that, but they're cleverer than that to fall for a fucking. You know what I mean? To fall for something like that and then to be wiped out. No, Daleks would not.
And you know what?
And why would they they made an alliance when they put Matt Smith's Doctor in the Pandorica, right?
But Chibnall said that alliance is still alive, existing. That they're chasing after Captain Jack from the future. The alliance. So in other words, that storyline where the Doctor destroys the universe is still continuing, meaning that it isn't the 11th, 12th, or 13th, that the future Doctor's the Valyard or some shit, and that they just said, fuck it, and they team up, and they're going after anybody that's against, even Captain Jack. The Doctor's going to destroy the universe. So they exist.
You could tell that the original plan for this episode would have been a trilogy with Captain Jack in it. It had to have been. I could have seen.
I honestly believe that Vinder's character was actually supposed to be Captain Jack.
The Master's coming back in the last special.
Yeah.
And Joe Martin.
The Master is coming back, we're going to finish in 5 minutes, folks, so get your comment in.
The Master, the Joe Martin, and Kate Stewart and Unit, maybe Osgood, but I know Kate Stewart and Unit are coming as well for the last special.
Yeah, even Kate Stewart, the actress, it looked like she found in her performance. She didn't
I'm kind of hoping that the special was 2 hours. I really hope they do that.
What? Chibnall special or RTD special? Please
no, not RTD. No, I'm saying that I'm hoping that Chibnall, because how is he going to explain it in an hour? I really want him to.
He already has his history, Joe.
I know, but there's a thing. Listen, there's a respect thing that they always have to make the show accommodating to the next showrunner. So if they do something that's fucking off the wall, there's that respect factor that they always have to reset it for the next showrunner. So regardless of what he wants to do, he can't make it where it's a fucking complete mess for Russell T. Davies to deal with. Because again, like you said, does Russell T. Davies want to deal with it for years? No, but he still has to fix whatever's wrong, right? So Chris Chibnall's got to fix it, or somewhat fix it.
As you say, Joe, like if you look at it logically, we've got the special, which will probably be an Easter Sunday. Then we've got the next one,
the centenary,
which is probably October time.
It is October, yeah. It's October, yeah.
So we'll probably get like a fucking extended next time trailer at the end of the next episode.
Well,
I know, I know.
As far as I'm aware, even though RTD he's been announced now, but what I've been told is that from here on in, after Eve of the Daleks, he is going to have some input on what happens.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He's going to have input on the next two stories because obviously he's taken over after.
I don't know about the next story, but the Centennial one, yes.
Definitely,
because the next one is looks like a filler one. Not that it's a filler; it looks like a season, not a special.
Yeah.
Okay, because you got to still understand that they split the season into specials, so it's not really special caliber.
I get you. Yeah. Well, the Dalek special.
And the Centennial was that kind of finale, really, anyway. So it was always going to be big.
One last thing before we finish up, and then I'll get you to shout out your channel, mate, because I know you'll have some stuff, and I know you do a lot of gaming as well. I've been doing that as well on the second channel. I streamed last night. I love the bit gaming now. It relaxes me. And I do have me and Melina were playing last night.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I was losing the plot last night because I kept bleeding dying first. But I loved it. It was fun, right?
Very relaxing.
But what was the question I was going to ask? Oh Jesus, I ranted on some. I
was shouting out your channels because you know about the gaming and stuff.
Yeah, but I was going to say there was something else I wanted to ask you before we finish. It was something got to do. Hold on. It's gone.
Gaming relaxes me.
Yeah.
First of all, I've always been part of the gaming generation because when I was young, that's when the gamings first appeared. That's when Atari 2600 first appeared, Atari 5200, Nintendo, PlayStation, Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, Intellivision, ColecoVision, basically everything. So, why not me to be a gamer still, right? I took a break for years, and now the kids are grown. They're on their own. They're adults, and I bought myself my own PlayStation 4. And when everything was going sour on YouTube and everybody battling and everything, I kind of retreated. Even when we were battling, I kind of retreated to gaming, and I said to myself, well, you know what? Why not be the best gamer there is?
Yeah. Well, here, we'll end this question because it's appropriate because he's been with me from the very beginning. Daniel is being a loyal supporter of the channel, and he has asked the question. So we'll let Daniel have the spotlight here for this question. He says, do you think RTD can save the show panel? I'll start off first, and I'll be brief here. I do believe he can. And the reason why is if you look at what he produced during 2005 and 2010, wasn't it 2010 or 2009? He gave us the golden age of New Who, right? The reason why I believe that he can save the show is because his story arcs are brilliant. His character development is some of the best that we've ever seen. The GOAT is coming home. That's what I call him. The GOAT is coming home. He is the man. If anybody can save this show from the slide and the slump that it's in right now, it's him. I don't even think Stephen Moffat could do it. This is why I believe RTD is the right choice. I think overall, he's the better writer compared to Stephen Moffat anyway. I think Stephen Moffat would probably admit that he is. He's even came out and said he's heard what RTD has planned and it sounds amazing. So Moffat wouldn't be coming out and saying stuff like that if he didn't truly believe that RTD has something in the works that is gonna blow us all away. I honestly do believe that he can. Now, I do believe Chris Chibnall has to fix this for some fans to jump on board again with RTD's era. But if anybody can save this show, I do believe the GOAT can. And I just look at, I want to be sitting here with Joe, Marty, Lee, and all the others that we do have on, and on air channels be coming on and praising Doctor Who. We never wanted this. Joe will even admit, we never wanted this to fail, right? We actually did want it to succeed, but it didn't. And we weren't going to sit here and lie to our audiences and lie to the people that follow us and tell us that it was something it wasn't. It was a failure on all levels. So yes, I do believe RTD can save the show. Joe, what do you think? Do you think RTD can save this sinking ship? Because let's be honest, it's a fucking sinking ship right now.
I think that Russell T Davies will save the show. But I also feel that in order for him to save the show, he feels he needs to bring Jodie Whittaker back to be the one to save the show, because through his expert writing and character development, for him to write for Jodie Whittaker, if Chibnall doesn't answer all the questions or solve anything in the centennial special, in the 60th, Russell T Davies will have Jodie Whittaker fix it. And that's the way he will do it, because, again, we all know that when he left, he did want to write for Matt Smith, and he did in Sarah Jane Adventures. And that Matt Smith that he wrote for was freaking unbelievably fantastic. So,
I've been watching the Sarah Jane Adventures, Joe. Holy shit, man. Matt Smith's appearance in that show. Holy man.
Yes.
Moffat did him well. Look, Moffat did Matt Smith stuff well, right? But Jesus Christ, RTD was a totally different level altogether, wasn't he?
Imagine if Russell T Davies wrote for Capaldi. Imagine. Right? All I could say is that, and again, I know you're not happy about that, but I do feel that Russell T Davies will do a twist, and he will make it that you will love Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, and that'll be the last you actually see of her, even though she regenerates. And then he will move on, upwards and onwards, and upwards, and then he will go forward. Whether and I do, while I hope it's a male, right?
Yeah.
I kind of am like not sure he would do that, because, again, this is the thing. They all have something. Russell T Davies, Moffat, that they try to do stuff where they go for records, and like Moffat's Doctor is the oldest Doctor, Moffat's Doctor, the companion is the most, whatever. Russell T Davies tried to do this, so he would want to tackle making the Doctor super popular as a female. Like, it's in his brain that he has to do it. So again, I don't know if he will make the Doctor male, even though I want him to. It's up in the air. Like it's 50 and 50. Listen, he is also torn, and again, it's not. Listen, it didn't fail because of the gender. It failed because of the writer. And I always tell you this: Chibnall is the guy, and again, the writer's room. It's all about what Chibnall wants you to write. Not, we've seen other writers' room, and it's all bullshit. It's what the main showrunner wants you to write about. So he's like, I want you to make the universe a frog, okay? And that's it. It's like, oh shit! Don't blame the person that wrote. It's Chibnall. It's all Chibnall, right? This is the same guy that writes the shittiest episodes, but then also writes a great fucking episode like The Fugitive of the Jadoo. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the same fucking person? Like, what was he drinking this time? Like, honestly. So I do feel, one, Russell T Davies. Here's the thing: he's not in and out. I want you to know this. Like, this is his production company, right? He's in it for good. Even if he's not showrunner, he's showrunner, okay? So this is his house. This is his thing. he will always have input with Doctor Who, whether he's the main showrunner or not. Right?
See, that's the thing, Joe. I've been trying to tell people that because people are under the misconception that
no, it's his.
BBC are calling the shots. No,
RTD
wouldn't have returned. RTD, and Joe will agree with me here. RT would not have returned if he didn't know that he was the boss and in charge. Why would he come back to play second fiddle to the BBC?
Okay, so the way you got to treat it is they pay the Terry
Nation
estates, right, for the Daleks appearances, right?
Yeah.
They pay the BBC for the Doctor appearances. That's it. So the BBC make money because Russell T Davis's production company pays them because he rents out. It's not the.
That's what it is. BBC have basically
out the Doctor.
Doctor Who. That's the
this
way.
This is yours. You have it for whatever. Just like Sony has Spider-Man. Now Disney doesn't, but they want it. But they got to be friends with Sony in order to get stuff happening, right?
Exactly.
So now it's Russell T Davis's. He gives them royalties, and he does his thing. And of course, he reestablishes contracts with Terry Nation Estates with the Daleks because you don't want to lose that. You almost lost it. Almost lost it with Chibnall. You almost lost everything with Chibnall. I mean, we lost fucking deals like you wouldn't believe, like the action, the friggin'.
I know people don't actually realize, Joe.
Figures and everything.
Joe, but people don't realize this. We got to highlight this because you've reported and I've reported it. People don't realize actually how bad it was for the licensees and how close this was all coming to collapse.
I honestly think that people like Russell T Davis and others gave money to Doctor Who magazine to keep it afloat. Honestly, I really believe because I think Chibnall not giving them the scoop and not giving them a sentence to, he almost destroyed Doctor Who magazine.
He did.
Okay?
He did. He destroyed them.
I'm telling you right now, I bet you they have loans. I bet you they borrowed like tons of money to stay afloat. But I'm telling you right now, the moment they come back, the magazine's subscriptions are going to be fucking through the roof.
Why not?
Because they're going to have the biggest exclusives from Russell T Davis. Everybody's getting paid with RTD. Just want to let you know, okay?
Yeah.
That's why Mark Gatiss took a moment. He dropped down on the ground against a tree and fucking crying and whatever because fucking everybody's getting paid. Okay? Murray Gold, please, bro, come back. Right? Like everybody. All right?
It's just the fucking Avengers assemble of the old crew.
Damn right. You're fucking damn right.
Marky, what do you think? Do you think he could save the show?
Damn right.
We're finishing up now shortly, guys. Well, go ahead, Marky. You're now, for everybody that doesn't know, Marky grew up with the RTD era. So if anybody wasn't here on the day that he was announced, Marky got very emotional, and he actually highlighted how a lot of fans in this fandom were feeling. Even Joe, when the announcement was made, I watched Joe's video. And Joe had this big, massive smile on his face. Even the guy that you stream with, Scott, he had a big, massive smile on his face. And I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is what we've missed. Even that announcement, right, was a lot of relief to a lot of fans. Now, we still have a long road ahead. We have to wait to see who we cast and all that. But this was a momentous day. And to see everybody with their smiles on their faces and to feel relieved after the 5 years we had was the most exciting. But Marty really did convey what a lot of fans were feeling at the time. So I'll ask you, Marty, as an RTD fan, and this being your era, do you think he can come back and save this show from the deep dive that it's currently under? And you know, what do you think he needs to do to rectify all of this? And then we'll leave it there. We'll get Joe then to call out his channel, and then Marty, I can actually say it now, and then Marty then will be calling out his channel too. But Marty, go ahead, mate.
Well, put it like this, I will publicly declare now on this channel that I will eat my hat live on stream. That if it's not a success, I have 100% faith that he's gonna restore to former glory that it was. I grew up watching everything that he done. I watched Eccleston, I watched Tennant. To me, nothing has come even close to it since. But what he needs to do, I think he needs to look at what's working at the minute.
And what's more?
Well, it's even from reading everything of what you see and all the forums and all, the template back in 2005 was Buffy. Buffy was the big show that everyone was looking at, and it's the one that he took inspiration from. If the word's to be believed at the minute, the inspiration that he's looking at is The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I just hope that that's the type of visual effects and the type of structure that we get to see in it. I think he needs to go for a male role. Do I think he's going to go back to the traditional straight white male? No, I don't. I think he's going to cast. I think he's going to cast a person of color, maybe a black man as the Doctor. I'd
have no problem with that whatsoever. I could see no problem with that whatsoever. It's a male doctor. Don't care what skin color they fucking are.
Yeah.
If it's a male doctor, I'm on board.
Yeah, I can see somebody. I could see. Great. I know they'll probably never get him, but I could see somebody like Idris Elba. I could see Amari Douglas from It's a Sin. And people say that I've seen comments over the past few days like RTD's work will be woke as ever. Well, you don't understand that RTD has always been woke.
Yeah.
But RTD has done it in a way where it's not bashing you over the head.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it doesn't alienate your audience either.
And what I say to people is, a lot of people that are waiting for his new era. What I say to you now, when you're waiting and you've got the time, go to BBC iPlayer, go to all four, the Channel 4 streaming service, go and watch It's a Sin, and watch Years and Years, and watch The Varying the Scandal, watch everything he's written since he's left, and I can tell you now, his writing quality, you only think it was good back then, it has improved 10 times over since.
Yeah.
And look at the amount of awards that he's walked away with.
I know. He didn't need to come back. See, this is the thing that people need to understand as well. RTD didn't need to come back to Doctor Who, right? Because look at how successful he has been. This is actually a gamble on his behalf to come back to a sinking ship, right? He didn't need Doctor Who, but Doctor Who certainly fucking needs him. And that's the way I've looked at it. He doesn't need Doctor Who. Doctor Who needs him. And he has decided that, okay, I'll come back because I care about
He doesn't want it to die, though. That's the whole thing. Him and Moffat didn't want it to die.
Right by the show. I honestly do believe that himself, Moffat, and others behind the scenes were totally disgusted by what Chibnall was doing with the show. And this is why he's coming back, because he has such a deep love and respect for Doctor Who that if anybody can pull it out of the hole and the mess that it's in, it's him. And that alone, for me, is enough to convince me that this man is going to do right by this show. And yes, he is progressive. But as Marty has rightly pointed out, look at the way he develops the stories and develops these characters, right? If you're going to have LGBTQ plus representation in Doctor Who, RTD's your man to do it. Yeah. But you don't alienate or bash people over their heads. This is the problem, right? The Chris Chibnall tagline for his whole era has been space for all. That was bullshit, right? If you truly want a Doctor Who for space for all, it's going to be RTD's version because he already proved it back in 2005. He was able very cleverly to bring back the old fans, not all of them, right? But he was also able to introduce new fans to this fucking show, right? So he never alienated anybody, right? He gave the classic fans their little nostalgia as well, but done right. He'll do the same thing, right? And he is progressive, but he'll do it properly. And he even said himself after It's a Sin and years that he got those stories out of his system. So that doesn't necessarily mean when he comes back, he's going to start doing all of that in Doctor Who. This guy understands Doctor Who. He understands the sci-fi show first and foremost anyway. And then he'll walk around that then. He'll use that then and he'll walk around that. He'll develop characters. He develops storylines. And remember, we also got these little underlying subplots going through all of these fucking main plots. So this is how good this man actually is. And remember, as Marty said, his writing has improved tenfold since then. The GOAT is back.
Like, and another thing I'll say to you too, he RTD lies, but he lies in a very clever way.
Yeah.
Very clever way. Because I can tell you now, if you go back and watch those leaving interviews when he was leaving in 2009, he says, I'm done. I've told everything I want to tell. I'm done. There was an interview in 2013 where he's like, "Oh well, I told the most of the ideas."
He changed his tune a little bit then. Yeah.
In 2017, he said, "Oh, I'm done again." I can guarantee you now. You think from 2009 to 2022 that he hasn't thought of more stories since? He hasn't looked.
They both did.
He's right down loads.
I was told last year.
Doctor Who lockdown, as Joe brought up, was the turning point for the BBC.
Yeah.
Because you had RTD and Moffat come back. And look at how well they were received in the fandom. It actually, in my opinion, was on Chris Chibnall's part. Apparently, he was the one that asked them to come back to do something during lockdown. If that is the case, and he was,
I don't believe that.
I don't agree. Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't believe that. No.
But if it did, well, do you know what? He shot himself in the foot because these guys actually showed him up with their little.
Well, I tell you what I think.
I was told a while ago, like over a year ago, I made a video and I said, don't be too surprised if Russell T Davies or Stephen Moffat come back to Doctor Who at some point, because I was told that stuff was going on, and don't be surprised when it happens. Now, I didn't know that Russell T Davies was going to be, showrunner, but I was
given information as well, and I reported on it. But as I was reporting on it, Joe, I was kind of thinking this is never going to happen. RTD, why would RTD?
Because I know that they love Doctor Who so much.
I want to come back to a sinking ship. I was like,
yeah, I thought that they would never let it die. Like, and if it died, they would bring it back because they have a conscience and they have an ego and they have a thing, and that's something that is so close to their heart, like mine and yours, that they could not leave it to die.
That's what I mean. They're fans. They're fans.
During the lockdown, and this was the point for me where I think it might have switched. Things might have started being talked about when they done that lockdown. When they done Rose, because it was 15 years since Rose started.
Yeah,
and RTD was doing that live tweeting that time. He got on Twitter. It made the national news. It was on the BBC News at 6 o'clock. The first time
RTD was. Yeah, I know.
And the BBC probably turned around and says, "Holy shit! It's made headline news." His era has made headline news. People are still interested in his writing and his era, And at that time, they were looking for somebody to take over from Chibnall. So they probably said, "You know what? Would you? Is there anything there that you thought about? Would you think about it? Would you consider coming back?"
I just want to answer this question here, this comment that I've seen here, because I just want to clarify something. So Sony was responsible for making the Wheel of Time for Amazon, which was woke garbage based on explicit whatever. Yeah, right. But okay, you say that. Well, then I'll counter argue and say that Sony were behind Spider-Man: No Way Home. They were also responsible for Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai is probably one of the best programs on TV right now.
And I want to add something that they have no influence whatsoever on Russell T Davis's Bad Wolf.
They don't.
Even though they bought stock in the company, but that doesn't mean shit because they have absolutely no influence on Doctor Who or anything that happens in the show. They have absolutely no influence.
No, they're just going to distribute the show. And also, they're the money men. They will give RTD money.
They know he's going to make them money, so that's why they invest.
There's only three people now making decisions for this show. It's not Pierce Viger. I'll tell you exactly who it is, the three people. Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner, and Jane Tranter. They are the three people that everything will go through. And if it doesn't go through them, it doesn't go into the show.
And as Joe rightly pointed out, when RTD does officially step down, he'll still be in the background orchestrating things.
Kevin Feige role. Kevin Feige type situation. He'll always be there in the background.
Lee, I've already watched the end of Series 4, and all I can say is, oh my fucking god, wasn't that ending brilliant? I can't even say that because not everybody has watched it. But if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, right? Because people will throw up this Sony nonsense. Go and watch Cobra Kai. Right, Sony is not as bad as people are making out to be. Yes, they did Ghostbusters 2016, and we know all the fallout from that, right? But they gave us Afterlife, right? So if Sony and triple down and all of this other rubbish, they would have gave us a sequel to 2016, and they wouldn't have gave us Afterlife. So again, all I just want to say to people is, go and watch these things for yourselves, because there is a lot of comments. I see it on Twitter all the time. Sony is this and Disney Plus is this. Go and watch these shows for yourself and make up your own mind. And don't
everybody puts out clunkers. We have Love and Monsters, okay?
Yeah.
Who did Love and who was the showrunner when Love and Monsters happened?
RTD, but I love Love and Monsters.
No, I know, but you can't have everything perfect.
Yeah.
We are entitled, like Sony's entitled to have a bad movie once in a while or a bad TV show. It doesn't mean that the company's totally shit. So
exactly.
They have the one movie that's in the top 10 most money-making movie of all time, Spider-Man No Way Home. I believe it's at 10 and it's climbing, okay? It's probably going to climb higher. So, again, one clunker or a couple of clunkers doesn't mean that the whole company's bad or whatever. So, you have to understand that.
That's and I want to make that point clear, because there's so much negativity even.
Yeah, no.
Even though RTD has been announced, people are putting out misinformation out there saying that BBC still have influence and Sony are going to influence. It's all bullshit, folks.
BBC has absolutely no influence. The contract that was signed was specific, and it was made where RTD has all the decisions. And this is all stemming from his last episode when he was told that he couldn't make the woman the doctor's mother. Yeah. Because there was someone in the BBC that had creative control to actually tell the Russell T. Davies no. And ever since then, it bothered him because it's like, I have to have complete control. So he didn't forget that. And that's why it was very clear. If I'm going to take over it, you can't stop me. And I have to have 100% of my vision involved. And that's when the contract was signed.
And the thing is, he's got that much creative control that he probably decides what shade of paint's going on the TARDIS. That's how fine of a detail, how fine a details that he will have control of. He will have control of more visual aspects of the show.
You will see advertisements everywhere. He will build up where everybody knew who the Doctor was in New York. Now nobody does, thanks to Chibnall. But he will make sure that he handles all aspects of marketing. He will make sure he has the proper people putting action figures out early. He will promote the shit out of the show, and I am so happy.
That's the one thing that you will see a difference. Look at Series 11. Let's be honest, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor was the most fucking advertised Doctor when she first got the role. After that, Series 12 and 13. The whole promotion thing has been non-existent. He's also been accused of, obviously, when we've had specials and obviously Doctor Who Flux, that it wasn't advertised as much as it should have been, which I agree with. But you are going to see a stark difference when RTD finally officially starts putting things out there. Wait till you see the difference, folks. As Joe said, Doctor Who magazine is now saved. The licensees will now be saved, because you know why? They'll know by looking at his last era, he's very good at creating villains that they can market for the toys and all of that. They're all in.
Everybody's welcome, by the way. The welcome mat is there.
They were all jumping up and down in the air, celebrating. They probably broke down crying.
Everybody.
5 years, they made absolutely zero money under this regime, and now they know
welcome. Even Neil Gaiman, everybody's welcome to come back.
Because the thing
door's open.
Like RTD, he has got that much of a love and a passion for the show that, you know, he could turn around and say, right, let somebody else deal with the market, let somebody else deal with figures. He wants involved. He wants to be involved in those conversations.
Yes.
He could leave it to somebody else, but he doesn't.
He cares what the action figures look like.
Yeah. You know, he cares for every single detail. and that's what I love about him. That's what makes me respect him more. He doesn't have to. He can just write the show and do that and not bother about anything else. But he wants involved in every.
And also, he. I'm going to tell you something right now. He will be behind everything. Like the BBC will not be able to. If he wants, right, John Barrowman to be completely restored, right?
Yeah.
He will do it. He doesn't have to care what the BBC say because Doctor Who will be on other platforms, okay? That they will be on streaming services. They will be on everything, and they will make more money than the BBC would, whatever.
Yeah.
So he will restore John Barrowman's reputation.
Yeah.
The
true Doctor Who here says the BBC and Piers Wenger have full editorial control of Doctor Who. No, creative control.
No more.
Only Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf signed a contract.
No more. No more. They don't have control over anything.
BBC outsourced basically Doctor Who. So basically the highest bidder got the show. And the highest bidder was obviously Bad Wolf Productions.
BBC have no control no more.
He's in charge. Piers Wenger has no say.
They won't have any control over anything.
It was Piers Wenger who signed the whole thing over to Bad Wolf.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Bad Wolf could, the only thing that Piers Wenger and BBC Studios have responsibility over is selling the product that's finished.
That's it.
No say in the creation of it.
I know.
They're distributors now. That's why that's why BBC Studios is involved. BBC Studios is the commercial arm. So they're the ones that are going to distribute this, just like Sony. So Sony will distribute it for the States and beyond. Right, and then Bad Wolf and BBC Studios then will promote it here on this side of the pond. This thing is going to be global again, right? I think people are missing what's going to be happening here. Doctor Who is going to become a global brand again. He is going to bring back some respectability to this show. This show is going to be known from New York to fucking bleeding Sydney, Australia, to fucking Dublin, Ireland, to UK. He is going to make this absolutely massive, right? Yes. I don't know where you're getting your information from, right? But people like myself and Joe and Eddie Ascaro out there, if you want to know what's going on and what's happening behind the scenes, we're the channels that you come to. Because we don't bullshit, we tell you the truth. Nobody ever lies on the fucking channel. We get the information that we receive, we put it out there, and we see where it fucking ends up. But I can tell you now with certainty, and Joe will agree with me here, right? BBC and Piers Wenger have absolutely no say.
Gone.
They're gone.
And yes, she was supposed to be his mother, and someone stepped in that had the power to tell Russell T Davies no. And like I said, he had that in the back of his mind, and when it was the thing to be signed, he's like, I have complete control.
Yeah, but I don't think the true the Doctor Who understands.
Okay, here's the thing. They have absolutely no editorial control, nothing.
Because they've signed over. They've signed over.
Signed the contract. The contract is
over. That's what it means.
Once you have the 60th, that's it. That's it. And even if BBC did something where they're like, oh, no Doctor Who on BBC anymore. It doesn't matter because it's on everything else. It's on AMC Plus. It's on friggin' HBO Max. It's everywhere.
I actually think that's how they might go about this. I actually think Doctor Who will probably be a bit like Cobra Kai and will be dropped like that in the street because they have been kind of. You know,
they have no editorial control. True Doctor Who. No, they have nothing. Here's the situation. All right, they were losing money on a brand that they've had for freaking so many decades. Right? It's either you completely fucking lose it where you make no fucking money, or you hand it over to somebody and still collect royalties. So what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna go with a business decision where someone's going to fucking restore your brand and you still collect the paycheck. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
There is a contract in the BBC with Julie Gardner's name, Russell T Davis's name, Jane Proctor's, Tim Davie, and Piers Wenger saying,
here's your royalty.
Bad Wolf have full creative control for Doctor Who for X amount of years. Everything.
Yeah. Right, look, we could talk about this. I think we'll do another stream on this because I think we do need to set the record straight on who's actually in charge here.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do another one now, but
no,
maybe
not now. I have
sure.
to head off. I've got to feed the wife. She's looking for it there. She says, "Can I have me rice and peas, please, before I faint?" So I'm going to go off now after this stream. I can't hang on because I have to cook.
Yes.
If I don't, she'll bleed and kill me. She'll be starving. She'll be like one of the bleeding, the hungry poor people. We don't want that. So I'll have to feed me wife, and there's me fat dog. Hey, fatso, you eating your food? He's looking at me as to say, "How dare you call me fat?" Right, Joe, do your channel shout out and let everybody know what you have coming up on your channels, whatever channels you want to plug. Go ahead, mate.
Okay, so there hasn't been that much stuff on my Matrix Lord 212 main channel, and that's because I've been gaming. So I have a channel called Matrix Lord 212 Channel 3 Gaming, and that's where I list all my achievements. Now, again, all I do on that channel is I list all my platinums. It's not monetized. It's not anything. But if you want to see what I'm doing, you go to the main Matrix Lord 212 channel. You go on my Twitter. You go on my Twitch. Or you go on my third channel. I also have a second channel that I upload occasional comic book stuff. But again, I have 3 channels. My main channel, my gaming channel, my second channel. So check those out. And again, give me a like, a subscribe, or a follow. And if you want to see me play certain video games, and if I actually do team up with people and play games, I'll, add me as a friend on PlayStation Network.
Yeah, and
one more thing. And also, I am currently ranked 330 in my entire country, the United States, and I'm ranked 1,788 in the entire world.
Yeah, because he's chasing those platinum achievements. Because Melina wanted to know. Go and check out his channel. He does streams on it, but he is trying to. It'll probably take him a while, but he'll get there. I do believe he'll get there. He's trying to break the record, but there is actually a record, isn't there? A certain amount of hours for a certain amount of platinum.
I'm trying to be number one in both country and the world. I'm getting there. Just think, I was ranked 500,000 January 1st of 2021, basically, and then now January 1st, 2022, I'm ranked 330. So that's a big.
Yeah, fair play to you. It does take a lot of commitment because trust me, I do game myself, so I know how committed you are. And
can I share this quickly? No, can I share the page?
Yeah, go ahead, man. While you're doing that, we'll get Marty, who I can now proudly announce has his own channel. So Marty, go ahead.
Yes. Launching at some stage over the next few months is MCTV. Thank you for all the name suggestions. I think PD Rich has the link in the bio. So if he's want to subscribe and he's going to read, I've updated the wee about section so you can sort of get an idea of what's going to be on the channel. And yeah, that's it. Stand by and wait for further information.
Right, wait. Joe was sharing something, but it's gone, Joe.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt. Okay, so let me just go back.
And I just wanted to remove the comments because the comments were actually blocking what you wanted to show people. So if you want to share it again before we finish up, because seriously, the poor wife, she's like, yes. I can hear it.
Go on PSN profiles. You can look me up, Matrix Lord 212. I have 14,175 trophies, 576 platinums. So there you go. I'm 744 stars. Again, moving up the ranks, trying to be number one in the United States first, and then the world. We'll see if it takes me this year or more. We'll see.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with it because I know you're taking this very seriously, and it'd be nice to know someone who's number one in the world for platinums on YouTube or for achievements. So I do wish you the best of luck in the next year or so. Keep us all informed, man. I know you do. Yes. But keep us all informed.
I'm trying to restore my channel too with my podcast and everything. I'm going to be doing that again because I've been missing doing my podcast with my friends and everything.
You should, man. You should. Yeah. You should. Look, as I said, we've had our ups and downs throughout the last few years. But, I know we've slagged each other's content off, but you do put some good content out there. So
you too, bro. You have some great stuff out there.
So you keep it up, man. And I genuinely wish you the best of luck on this platinum. Melina says, I've only got 50 platinums. Oh, God love you.
You'll get some.
I don't even think, Melina, It's not too bad because I don't even think I have. I think I have one platinum or something. I'm not sure. I'll have to check, but it was from ages ago. So it would probably take me about 10 years to get where Joe is. But it depends on the games that you pick as well, though. So like if Joe plays this smart, as I said to him, you pick the right games and stuff like that, you can get there, and I do believe he will. But look,
I'm going to be playing everything. I'm not going to just be playing certain games. So yes, I'm going to be playing the big ones too. I don't want you to think I'm playing just the indie ones. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I know you are. But look, I'm going to leave it there, folks. I want to thank you all for joining us. I didn't plan on going 3 hours, but this is what happens when you have great guests on. The conversation.
Had a great time, Noel. Thank you.
Yeah, the conversation
you, Marty.
always does. But look, this was an unscheduled stream, so I hope you have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it myself, I have to say. But look, we'll just move on now, and I think now we know what's happening out there. Let's try not fall for that type of stuff anymore, because I don't want to be at loggerheads with anybody in this fandom. But if people want to drag me into shit, I'm gonna finish it. Trust me, I will. And I always do take care of business, just like Joe does when someone comes after him. We take care of our business. We are very proud of what we've built up. We're not going to let anybody try and destroy that. We got a lovely community here, and Joe has his community, and soon enough, Marty will have his, and he'll build his channel. We got Daniel out there as well. Go and support Daniel as well. Great little YouTuber. He's going to be doing stuff now this year. So go and check himself and Charlotte out. Proud of Daniel, I have to say. Proud of Charlotte as well. That they're doing their own thing and are off doing other stuff on other people's channels. Is absolutely amazing to see how everybody has gotten on over these last few years. But with that, I'm going to say goodnight. I'll talk to you over the weekend. We'll be doing our new Who and our classic Who watch-alongs, as you know. So
thank you for giving us the time of day, spending 3 hours with us. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for all your comments and everything. Thank you for, everything.
And next week, we'll be starting season 1 of Cobra Kai, because I want to relive the whole thing again. So we're going to be doing some watch-alongs. So if there's any Cobra Kai fans out there and you want to join me for a panel, you are more than welcome. They're 20-minute episode, 30-minute episodes. So we'll probably do 2 or 3 a night. And we'll get the season. But I tell you, if you haven't watched it, right? Oh my God! If you're a fan
I'm gonna start watching it.
If you're a fan of the Karate Kid franchise, trust me, this is a show that does this franchise justice. And you know what? To everybody involved in Cobra Kai, from the actors to the producers to the writers, congratulations on such a hit show, and thank you for respecting the Karate Kid franchise, because it's been a long time coming, shows that actually do something that complements the original franchise. So congratulations. And Will Smith, believe it or not, is one of the executive producers on this show. And remember, there's a tie-in with the Karate Kid, because his son actually did the one with Jackie Chan. So Will Smith and others, including the two main, including Ralph, are the executive producers on this, and you can tell that they love. And even Will Smith, I have to give it to him. I do like the Will Smith Karate Kid. By the way, his son's version with Jackie Chan. It's not the same as the original, but I do like that movie. I have a soft spot for that movie. So the fact that he's actually come and done the original franchise and the way it's turned out, he must be given huge credit for that. But we'll say goodnight now, and I'll leave you with the channel trailer. Have a good one, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Cobra Kai never dies.